What region is the winner of Tactician's Cup #2 from?
Which one's Tactician's Cup #2? Wait.
The one you're about to
Who
play.
wins? What region wins?
This tournament! It's not a quiz!
I thought the first question was asking what comp is the highest, like, tactical tools right now.
No. You're predicting for this event.
Dude, it's not duelist. Let me change. Dude, it's not duelist. Can I change that? Like, I thought you were talking about, like, right now. So we'll have the answer right now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of Don't Talk If You Don't Know, the unofficial, official podcast dedicated for all things high-level teamfight tactics in the Americas, in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and hopefully across the globe and into the universe and beyond. My name is Frodan. I'm back. I am here in the hosting position. I am sitting in the pilot's seat. Bryce, thank you for taking over. How was the previous episode with Gangly?
The episode was a lot of fun. Gangly is awesome. I hope we have a chance to have him back, but I'm down for you to never leave again. Being a host is hard. Like, I don't know how you keep the conversation flowing naturally and pull everyone in and, you know, move on from topics at the right time and do all that and you like yap yourself. I don't get it. It was that part was really hard, and then also I didn't get to yap as much because I was hosting.
Yeah,
so
I was like, "Where's the Bryce?"
That sucked. Yeah, so that sucked. So I'm down to let you host and me yap.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'm back. It's been about like a month or so since I stepped away from TFT, and I'll explain why for anybody who doesn't know. But in the meantime, I want to also introduce our guest. This is episode 47. It's the Tactician's Cup preview. This weekend is the second official cup of the circuit for Set 11 Inkborn Fables. And our first guest we've had we haven't had in a little bit of time. It's Robinsongz. Welcome back to the show. How you doing, Robin?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Glad to be back.
Yeah. You're back. Your hair color is back to normal. I thought we were kind of like, two of the same kinship. You were dyeing your hair for a long time. What happened, Robin? It's now black.
Yeah, my girlfriend hated my colored hair. So I went back to black for a little bit, but I'm currently thinking about the next color, so don't worry.
Oh,
I mean, a lot of people.
Okay,
a lot of people probably don't know, but some of the OG like Robin hair color situation was off of like. Didn't I like get a sub train going to get your pink hair the first time?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Robin had set this high goal thinking like, I'm not going to get this. And I showed up and I was like, I asked him like, how many subs to dye your hair pink, I think, out of nowhere. And he was like, I don't know. What'd you say, like 200 or something?
Yeah, no, I think I said like 100 or something.
Yeah, 100. I was like, oh, Robin, that number's way too low. Chat, we can do this in 5 minutes. I was like, I'll just start matching subs. Everyone who donates sub, I'll match. And we got there in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I look forward to your next color, and hopefully blue's not bad, by the way. But I don't understand if you don't want to pull out blue. Okay, our second guest is the other half of the iconic duo of Ramblinnn Robin. It is Ramblinnn himself. Ramblinnn, we talked about not having guests on the show for a long time. It's been very long since we've had you. I think since, set 6? Is it?
Yeah, we did the set 6 recap.
Oh my God! Welcome back, buddy. What's it like?
I mean, it doesn't feel too different from being on the co-stream too many times, but I guess the little bit of different context here is excited for the tourney this weekend, excited to talk about it.
Yeah, that's right. Ram will be competing this weekend. That's right, you've been seeing him on the co-stream, but not necessarily because he didn't want to compete. Ramblinnn has been also competing on the side, and he actually had a great weekend. Even going back to the previous cup before that, the sub-regional tournament, Ramblinnn, you were like 1 point off from qualifying the Tactician's Cup, right?
Yeah, I got double tie record, so.
Yeah, classic.
Familiar feeling.
It's never happened to Ramblinnn.
First time ever, yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I never seen that coming.
That's good. So before we jump into kind of the news and recap, I kind of just want to ask, how's everyone's set 11 coming along? I've been kind of out of it for about half the time now, so I kind of want to catch up. So let's start off with Robin. Robin, how has set 11 been for you? How have you been enjoying it compared to, set 10 and previous sets?
Yeah, I feel like I enjoy like every set because every set's kind of different. So I kind of enjoy every set. Although everyone asks me like, what's your favorite set? Or like compare it to set 10. And I honestly, I can't really compare. I don't know. I kind of forget how fun it was like previous sets were. And then, so I think every set is just fun. So I'm enjoying set 11. Sometimes encounters piss me off like everyone. And then sometimes encounters are cool. But
how often do you think they're cool? Out of curiosity, like what percentage of your games do you say you have a moment where you're like, okay, this was a good interaction?
Honestly, like, yeah, they're not that cool, actually. Yeah, no,
I don't know if cool is the right word.
Wait, what percentage of games do you have a moment in the game where you're like, okay, that was a positive interaction that I had?
Probably like 0, actually. Like,
Okay,
or like, I can't think of an encounter where like, what encounter happens where you're like, yes, let's go, like, whoosh.
I like the 30-second break from the game.
Oh, I like
relaxation. I love that shit.
I like Sivir as well. It's pretty cool.
Give me a no encounter and I'm happy. Ramblinnn, how about you?
I mean, kind of a similar feeling I knew from the very beginning that encounters wasn't going to be something I enjoyed. I will say I don't hate them as much as I expected to. I think they're tolerable. There's a few that are definitely not. I really think need to be reworked still or removed or something like that. But my overall experience, I'd say, has been positive.
Wait, what's on your kill list? Great. If anyone at Riot is listening, what's Ramblinnn? They are.
Ego texted me. Apparently, we're on the big screen of the cafeteria or something like that.
Love it.
So you have a direct pipeline. Go ahead, Ramblinnn.
If we're talking about encounters specifically, I think like the one that's been most painful for me recently has been Zoe. I think Zoe is very, very miserable.
The odd levels one?
Yes, because there's only one way you can play it, and that's Fast 9 lottery.
Yep.
And if you're not the first person there, you lost the game because the bag sizes are small enough that one person is going to monopolize it, and you're just going to die.
Okay, what else? Let's keep going. You definitely have more than one.
I mean,
I don't like Kane.
Okay.
Almost all of the starting encounters are bad. I mean, like there are obviously there's some portals that are rough too, but like almost all the starting encounters I consider a negative. I think Bard is fine, but most of the others, I just like Lilia, for example, can ruin the game.
Lilia, okay, so Lilia moves the augments to random rounds. Bard levels you to 3. You don't like Kane, Robin? Is that what you said?
I mean, I know some people think Kane is fun, like casual people, and like, but I just feel like every time I load into Kane, like someone just gets like a guaranteed like top 2 because they like high roll their early game and they don't have to roll a single time until like level 8. Whereas everyone else is like rolling to 0 gold on level 6. So and then rolling to gold on 0-6, and then rolling to 0 on level 7, and then like. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of early game variance, unless you're supposed to roll on stage 2, which I don't. So maybe it's a player diff. But yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's fun when I high roll early game, or sometimes it's fun when it's like at the very end, stage 5, and it's like everyone's like 10 HP off, and you're trying to like scrape placements.
It's kind of hype when it's close. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There's one more that's been bothering me a lot recently that wasn't earlier, and that's the I think all of the carousel ones, except for maybe like the extra component ones, are a little difficult. I think the artifact one is very bad now that they add all the new artifacts that are super niche, because you get stuck with a scepter, you get stuck with a Ludens. Like you don't have much choice, and when people are taking picks before you, they're of course going to take the options they can actually take, and you're going to be stuck with no choice at all.
Yeah, I think honestly, I hate every item encounter that gives more than a component. I'm fine with all the component ones, but giving more than a component, completed item, radiant item, you have got to be fucking kidding me with that. Dude, the fact that is still in the game, I ranted about this for like a minute last episode. Like, please, if you are listening, take that out of the game. It is so unfair to give someone who happens to be lowest HP in the lobby a radiant item that's like really good for their spot. You're giving them a prismatic level augment, better because there's more choice off the carousel. If you get and then when you get one of the like low in stats power and doesn't particularly fit your board well augments, you're getting like a mid gold augment basically in value. It's like an insane swing that is completely unjustifiable for no skill expression whatsoever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, that's actually another part of the show that we're supposed to eventually tack on to, which
we'll
is
get there for sure. I am going to go. I have so much more. I have so much more.
I feel left out. I feel like I have to complain about something too. The thing that I don't like is Darius to start off the game, because Darius gives spoils of war where it's like you get loot for dropping, and that is completely out of control because some people just literally are going to be up like 3 gold interest over you, and then end of stage 2, and you're going to be like making 20 gold at most, and they're like at 50. It's just wild, the disparity that they have. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm like, oh my god, it's just it's a little bit much. But
okay, so outside of the encounters we want to kill, because I did think that was important. I think that was time well spent. Ramblinnn, you didn't even give us a take. Like, how do you feel about the set outside of encounters?
I think the unit design, the trait design, I'm actually a pretty big fan of. I just think that the balance has been some of the worst, probably only comparable to set 9 early.
9.5, I mean. You mean?
Yeah, 9.5 with Bilgewater. I just think it's like, especially this most recent patch. I thought the patch before was the best we've had, and then they killed a lot of the things that I thought were the best about it in terms of my enjoyment of the game. So I've just been kind of making my way through this patch and trying to survive.
Okay, let's go ahead and actually segue into that. So we have the patch, and we had like the B patch. Are you talking about? Are you talking about 14.10 or are you talking about 14.9?
I am talking about both 10 and 10B. I think 9 was
you're
the
talking
best.
10A was good.
I think it was fine. Obviously, the main thing wrong with it was Lily and the Cinder comp being potentially too strong. But I think 14.9 was definitely better compared to either.
Okay, and jog my memory again, Bryce. What was 14.9?
14.9 was it felt like the 4-cost cookery patch. Like you could mix and match a lot of different units and boards together on level 8 to go to 9. This patch plays way more cookie cutter than 14.9 did. I think 14.9 was overly stylistically narrow still, but there was a lot of room to play a good TFT.
14.9 was more about how everyone just rolled at 4-1-4-2, right? And then it just became like everyone basically had the same tempo. It felt like rolling anytime before stage 4 was like really, really bad. So 14.10, there's a lot more lines available, it feels like. There's like a lot more reroll that's back in the meta. The problem with 14.9 is it felt like reroll was dead. But now this patch, at least there's more reroll lines. But you're talking about how everything just feels like it's 4 sniper, 4 warden, and you just like always do that, right? Before, Ashe was actually quite a big flexible champion. You could play her in a bunch of different setups, even though people lean towards like the invoker variant. Robin, would you agree with that?
I don't really remember 14.9, but I feel like this patch is kind of not bad. Like, I feel like, okay, I think this 14.10 is better than 14.9 because you can play reroll comps. I think the ghostly boards were like, or like, there's like, I guess you could, wait, was Senna reroll good in 14.9? I forgot. I know Kaisa was like really good, right? 14.9?
Yeah, Senna.
Yeah. Then they nerfed 4 trick shot, and they over nerfed it, so they buffed it back.
Yeah. So, I mean, I remember looking at the stats for this patch, it's kind of good. It's kind of decent, I think. Like only like Duelist is like a little bit above everything else, but like everything else is like 4.3, 4.4 range. And then there's reroll comps you can play. Hero augments are pretty good as well. I feel like there's a lot of different things you could do this patch.
Okay.
Ramblinnn, you didn't even weigh in. Why do you think 14.9 was way better than 14.10?
I mean, it's mostly just comparing what they like. When you look at the changes specifically, they nerfed a lot of 4-costs that I didn't feel they'd be nerfed, or at least as hard as they did. And what that did is it made the 4-cost comps that are meta a lot more static. And you talked about Ashe, but the other comp that's meta that you mentioned is Duelist. Those are both very boring comps to play. There's not a lot of decision making to make in terms of units. I do think that Cinder has actually opened up a little bit in flexibility, but just they chose to nerf Kayn and chose to nerf like I think it's Kaisa. They don't see them all here, but like a lot of units I just don't think they need to be touched or were being like played as carries that much compared to other stuff. So I'm a little disappointed that I do think that the introduction of more reroll comps is positive, but I think 4 cosplay is a lot less interesting.
I mean, be careful what you wish for, because now we have not just reroll augments, but hero augments.
Yeah,
are really dominating the meta. Some of the best augments in the game, period. Story Champion, Lucky Paws, which I don't know. Bryce, you said you don't like when that happens, right?
I'm starting to. My brain is starting to turn around on hero augments. At first, I thought that this was like a good. I think it was like a good thing that they did in the wake of, having hero augments as the set mechanic and like learning off of that and learning about how to experiment in the 2-cost space. I think it's really cool. I think it's fun in theory. I don't know. I think in practice, I'm worried that rerolls getting too gated around hero augments and they wind up being in situations like this where you like don't play them for most of the set, or you play them a little bit. And you like almost never have the spot for it, and now it's like they're just too strong, so you always click it when you get offered it. Basically, no matter the position you're in, it's good. And I kind of hate that from a skill expression like TFT perspective. Like the idea you can just like click a button on 2-1 and it's like cool. It doesn't really matter what. I didn't have to make any decisions, and I now legitimately have like expected value top 4. That's bad.
I mean, that sounds like a balance problem more than anything. I think people in general really like hero augments. They especially opt-in hero augments. I think that this one instead of 11 is a little bit on the more dull side. I don't really think any of them are particularly really cool. Shen's really cool. I think
Shen's cool.
Nico can be cool. It's a little bit weird with like watching Nico kind of pop up, but she can be cool. But yeah, I think like Yoris is like mega boring to me. Yeah, all he does is just basically get more HP and deal more damage. So I can definitely get behind that for sure. Well, either way, we're not gonna be here and asking you guys give all your tech on the meta of your patch, but overall, just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, Robin, you said you think the patch is not bad, so thumbs up from you?
Yeah, thumbs up.
Okay, Ramblinnn?
I'll give it a neutral. I mean, it's better than any other patch except for the previous one. Like, it's better than the patches before that, but it's not amazing.
Okay, but if I have to force you, if you can't stand on the fence.
Oh, then I'm getting a thumbs down because I'd give a thumbs down to the entire set.
Oh, okay, all right. And Bryce?
Yeah, I'm a thumbs down to the whole set too. Okay. Yeah, I agree with Ramblinnn.
Okay, Robin, the voice of positivity. I like it.
Robin is always the voice of positivity.
Dude, Mortdog is watching. Mortdog is watching, man.
Yeah.
It's one of the big screen riot, remember?
Bryce is on like a Robin Glaze spree.
Yeah, fact.
What's going on here? Oh, you shift your focus away from dish soap?
You know, honestly, it was a rare night where we had childcare late. I got super high and I was just watching Robin play. And I was like, you know, Robin doesn't get enough credit. This guy is like, he was like really learning. He was like really teaching his audience, like game by game. I felt like I was learning things every game and he was like really methodical in the way that he approached it. It was great content. So I was like, all right, this is great content. I should just say that out loud. So I literally just I wrote it in like 10 minutes and just ripped it.
What was one tip or thing that Robin taught you that you can remember? Just any tip.
You know, honestly, there's no way I'm going to remember anything like that because it was like...
Not even a single tip?
No, because it was a lot of... The thing about Robin that's so good is that he does a really good job of talking out loud about his little decision-making throughout his game.
I see.
So he'll always like talk about his little decision-making, then he'll always do like a post-mortem on his game and be like, okay, you know when this game went wrong? I think it was here. I'll go back and watch it sometimes. And so it's all like just kind of the feel of playing out the lines. He thinks out loud about it enough that I feel like I learn more than just like the thing that's happening in the moment. It's like, okay, that's how Robin's kind of thinking about approaching this particular path.
Okay. Well, man, Bryce, you're gassing up. I'm excited to see what you bid on him for fantasy. We're gonna do a fantasy draft.
Hey,
guys.
We'll see. I'm the new PP.
I don't know how to transition that into what I was supposed to talk about at the very beginning of the show. So we'll just go ahead and just raw transition.
Love it.
Yeah. Speaking of PPs, big PP, small PPs, we had a new small PP join the TFT family. Part of the reason why I've been on vacation is that I am now a father. I took the previous episode off because my wife Taylor went into birth. Thank you to everyone who sent really nice messages to us. This is our son Levi, who is now about a little bit under 1 month old. And my wife's a champion. She was in labor for 54 hours. It was quite intense, but we made it. And we had a little bit of health complications post-birth, but everything seems to be trending upwards. And I also want to give a big shout out to Riot. Riot sent me a Little Legend package. They sent me an egg. It's actually kind of really well done. It's not just like a cheap piece of plastic. It's actually like handcrafted. And then it opened up, and then there was a Little Legend onesie for a baby. It's really tiny, as you can see for scale next to the card. And the card is a bunch of people from Riot signed and wrote a bunch of nice messages. Anywhere from Mordog to Roger to a bunch of the devs, Eniko, etc. It's just so very much big thank you. I didn't make a big Twitter post about it because I want to actually kind of dress him up in it, but just haven't had the chance to do it. But that's awesome. So nice. It's just like a really big sign. It's a really good sign of what the TFT community is about, which is a lot of warmth and support.
Mm-hmm. And cool recognition of where you're at too, Dan. You deserve it. Like Riot recognizes how much you do for this game. You do a lot for this game.
Oh man, first Robin, now me. Okay, you owe Ramblinnn a glaze.
I oh, if you think Ramblinn's not getting a glaze this episode, I'm so excited to have Ramblinn back. It's been too long. Actually one of my good all-time glazes is the last time Ramblinnn was on the show.
That is true. Speaking of community, we want to also kind of talk about some other things that happened. Gangly was the previous host on Don't Talk If You Don't Know alongside Bryce. He hosted a event alongside Toronto TFT where they had Tri-State go up against Toronto. Tri-State, for people who are like international, that's like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut area, like that kind of I just named 4 states, but it's that area of the United States, and they had their best players go up against Toronto, and they had 2 separate lanes. The cool thing is they had all the players from Toronto go to Toronto local cafe, and they had all the New York players meet up there, and then they had them fight in a 8v8 tournament, I believe. And Toronto came out on top. Weird TFT, the guy who made it to Set 10 Worlds, made a huge run. We all thought Wajan was going to carry, but Wajan got like 8 points. And then like Weird got like 40 something. Like Weijin went like 7-8, 7-7 or something like that. But it was a really, really cool tournament. And I believe I was told, Robin, that you said California is going to come up next to challenge them. Is that true?
Dude, I Twitter replied. I was like, Team LA wants to battle or something. And then this Boise's guy just makes a Discord server, invites every single person from California. Our Discord has like 30 players now. Like I didn't know so many people lived in California, but we have like so many players. Like we will literally clear every actually we can't do California though, because it's like city, right? So we do like probably like it's like SoCal.
No, Tri-State isn't just
Tri-State are 3 states.
Yeah, it's like
all right, yeah, the California clears. We have so many people. Like we actually clear. Like Malala's in NorCal. Like I didn't know that.
Okay, actually, can you talk about who is in California? Just you don't have to name all 30.
If you were to field top 8, who is it?
Well, let me look in this. I'll just look at this.
Look at the server. Look at the server.
It's Asa, Kambuli, DQA, me, Malala, Rainplosion, Socks, T-Lides, Vanilla.
Wait, T-Lides is in California? What?
Or Tylee. Is that T-Lights? And then, not
You're thinking about someone else. You're thinking about TLE. You're thinking about TLE, not
T-Lights. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Headpat. Who's that? Headpat is someone familiar, right? Like
lab member.
But honestly, your top 8 is insane. It is really, really stacked. If all of you show up and do it.
Yeah. Okay. That's actually so funny. I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but yeah, TLE and T-Lights have almost the exact same username. T-Lights is in Utah, but, maybe we can claim him as like the greater West Coast. That's not California, Bryce. We can
where's Setsuko from?
Setsuko's from Virginia, I believe.
Yeah. So whatever the region you would go over there, like Soju and Setsuko would be on the same team.
Yeah, and like Dishop maybe he's from
North Carolina. Yeah, that seems like that's a really good start.
NDVA area is actually kind of insane.
That's actually like really good. Who else is there?
Soju.
Just that 3 is like really good.
I don't know. Soju do something ratty, like he would make Pressman come down from Boston to play in Maryland or something like
honestly, that. Yeah.
East versus West? Dishop's in chat? Oh, I think we could organize something like that. That'd be actually really funny.
East versus West would be really good.
We might be able to.
I also want to do some kind of a study group tournament at some point, like all the different study groups coming together and competing in something would be really fun.
They did do that. Pal Zahar organized a study group thing, but she didn't get everybody.
I think you need to get everybody to really make that good. You need to get everybody. But I thought that was really fun. I really enjoyed that event.
Yeah. Crew battles are exciting. It always reminds me of the Super Smash Brothers crew battle in the documentary. I always thought like if TFT could do that too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Pretty cool.
Very, very cool indeed. You know what's also really cool? Speaking of just like grabbing more news things off of Twitter, did you guys know that TFT is turning 5 pretty soon? 5 years old. That's crazy. That's half a decade of TFT. And that's just wild to think about that the game's been around, because we kind of felt for a long time like this newer game. It's like kind of like it's still kind of on the up and coming or whatever, but now it's actually been out for quite a long time, and even to have as flourishing of a amount of creators and the viewers and the fans and audience is still really healthy for a game. People are talking about like, is TFT dying or whatever? And the reality is, being around for 5 years strong and continuing to try to scale up with things like the LAN and the esports programs, it's just a really cool thing to see, Bryce.
This game is still trending way up. Engagement still overall trends up, and the game gets better. Look, I've had frustrations with moments in recent sets, but they are getting better and better at designing TFT, and they do learn after each set. Sometimes they make the same mistake twice, right? And that can get frustrating, but like overall, this game is getting better. This community is getting better. The esport is getting better. I think we took a step back on some of the esports organization stuff in the short term too, but I think it's experimentation, figuring out the cross-regional thing, which I think ultimately is going to be good for TFT. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy it's been 5 years, but I would be lying if I said I didn't think we had at least another 5 in us, which is really hard to do. Really, and it's because they're doing a great job with this game.
Robin, you rose your hand. Are you trying?
Yes, I think I can say this. I recently went to the Riot office to like do something for the 5-year birthday, and then Morthog said he was working on a lot of cool things that we won't see for a while. Yeah, but he seemed really excited for it.
Whoa, cool things!
That's awesome. Love that is, because that means they're investing long term, and if it's serious enough that he can't talk about it, probably is pretty good.
There were so many secrets that they said I had to close my eyes when I'm walking around and stuff.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's Nico, like TFT Yu-Gi-Oh! Like you just literally, they're going to make dual discs and we play TFT.
This is breaking news on DTIYDK. And Nico says, I can confirm things are cool. So cool things are happening.
All right. Thank you, Nico, for the leak. We found the rat. Speaking of breaking things, we have new records broken. We have not one but two players who have now joined the 2000 LP club. So congratulations to Setsuko TFT and Fnatic Weijin Iverson. Bryce, you give me a thumbs down. Are we demeriting this accomplishment?
Yes, this is an asterisk, man. Anyone who doesn't think this is an asterisk, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it was bizarre. Everyone was flying up the ladder. LP inflation made this 1,000 times easier than it should have been. It is not the same accomplishment. Like, when Setsuko did this before, that was fucking insane. Dish Soap has come close a couple times, and that's fucking insane. It's really hard to even get... Goobums has gotten pretty close, right? Who else? How many people have even gotten close to 2K before? Having it happen this...
only one.
Socks. Yeah. It's really hard. The fact that this is the steroid era in baseball, I throw it all out. I don't count this, personally.
But if it's so much... If it's 1,000 times easier, why did only 2 people do it?
It is hard still. It's just like getting over 1900 LP is hard. It's not that it wasn't an impressive achievement on some level. It's just not the same thing as getting 2K normally.
If it lasted for 1 or 2 more days, there would have been like 4 more 2K players. I'm pretty sure.
I agree.
Like 3 more people were super close. Also, like, dude, this Goobums guy, like, you already know, like, he knew this thing was going on, so he was playing like, okay, me and him both wanted to get 2K, like, low key. So then, like, we both, I remember I played it like 8 straight games with them, like that. They were just grinding, trying to get 2K. But
yeah, okay.
But yeah,
Dish Soap said he felt like it was 2K was 1860, which is good. It's really good. That's hard to do.
How do you even calculate that?
He's just estimating in his head like the level of difficulty it felt like to get there.
Oh, okay. It is hard. You are right. I will say what the first thing is that if it was so easy, more people would do it. I know you guys said more time, more people would do it, but still, the fact remains 2 of the top 3 that's been established in North America did make it, showing that it does have some legitimacy, even though you might have an asterisk to it. The second thing is, I will say that TFT, a lot of people are getting better at the game as well. So I would say it's easier to hit 2K in set 6 or set 5. I forgot which set exactly hit than it is in set 11 right now because people are just way better at the game, relatively speaking, and more competitive, higher stakes. So it is different, and I don't want people to. Mm-hmm. I feel bad that these players feel like they have to add an asterisk to it. It's like I still think it's a great achievement.
Let's go hit 2100.
Yeah,
he did. And believe me, when I was fiending for when he would start streaming again, because I was ready to hate watch him to see how much LP he would lose for an
first game was a 5th, and he went minus 54.
It was crazy.
That's pretty good though, right? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he may have not hit 2000 LP, but what he did do was start a new podcast. Dish Soap and Frodan have teamed up to start another TFT podcast called TFT Study Hall under TFT Academy. It's not video oriented. It's actually audio only, and it's focused on specifically the game. But I felt like it was cool to announce, especially since I'm the host of the podcast. You guys don't have a choice but to sit here and watch us do #Adge. But it's cool stuff. And Dish Soap and I are going to be doing another episode after Tactician's Cup because we didn't want him to feel like he has to leak all the tech. We can look back at it retroactively.
Yeah. It's great. You guys are doing great work. It's awesome.
Oh,
I listened to this on my road trip.
Oh, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was good. Except like the beginning's good, but when he starts like talking about the basics, like I don't really need that. So like I just like tune out. But the beginning is good though, talking about the meta and stuff. Oh, but like if you're a beginner, I definitely recommend. Like it teaches you a lot.
Yeah. I think it's really just if you're outside people who have crazy invested in TFT, you don't even have to be a beginner. There's like a ton of that stuff that like teaching the fundamentals. I think it's really cool you guys are doing it. I think it's filling a really clear niche in TFT content.
Yeah. Definitely check it out. Okay, thank you everyone who supported. In the meantime, new level of support coming in as well. Orgs are picking up players. This was announced actually just a few hours ago. Pokygom is now on Team Liquid. So that brings their roster to Kurtamex, Replay, Pokygom, and I believe St. Vicious is still on Team Liquid, but I don't think he's part of their competitive roster. I think he's kind of part as like the organization side, just like have a bunch of creators who happen to be in X Games. Although he does compete under Team Liquid when he's like at the Vegas Open, for example. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bryce. But really cool news. I did not expect to see Pokygom be the person to be announcing things from Team Liquid here.
And maybe he'll finally stop changing his name now.
That's good. That's good. So Bryce can't comment too much about this. Bryce actually works organizational side. So if you can say anything, and if you want to say anything else, Bryce, otherwise we can just pass.
I mean, I'm really happy for Pocky. I've worked for Team Liquid for a long time, and they asked my opinion about Pocky, and I was like, I have nothing good things to say about this man. Like, I think if he invests, he's insanely good at TFT, and he seems to be an awesome human. So I'm super, super happy for him.
Okay, question: do you guys think this is a real photo, or did they Photoshop the Team Liquid jersey on him?
Probably Photoshop. They Photoshopped mine.
This is looking like they said, "Hey, wear like a solid color shirt." And we're going to just go ahead and edit the Team Liquid jersey on top of it.
Yeah, I think Team Liquid has been known to do this from time to time.
Okay. Now, people may be wondering, like, wait, there's a bunch of people, like Fnatic signed Wajin, Malala, Dish Soap, and Q. Wait, actually, I don't have that graphic, but they did. That was supposed to be our other thing. And Pokygom got picked by Team Liquid, and a lot of it is due to the fact that I think people have caught on that the Esports World Cup is incentivizing a lot of organizations to pick up players. Now, there's a lot to break down. This is actually a pretty big, large topic, and I don't want it to dominate the entire podcast because we have a lot to do because we're here to ultimately preview things. But I kind of want to just get people's reactions off of the sort of the news and things like the Esports World Cup. Looks like it's going to be a team-based competition. The most controversial thing are the points standings. Like, basically, there's a qualifier, and based on your qualifier points, if you apply, you can play in the qualifier. So who teams up with who matters a lot, not just for the strength of your team, but also whether or not you can actually compete in the cup. I didn't get to read too much more into it, but the first thing I want to ask is, Robin, Ramblinnn, are either of you trying to compete in this?
Yeah, I am. But dude, when this thing came out, it was like it's so like it's crazy right now. Like everyone's like DMing everyone, like want to join my team. So basically there's only 2 slots that you get invited for, and then so the 2 teams with the most points are gonna get invited. The rest have to play in the qualifier tournament. So teams are just like trying to get the players with the most points. Right. But now, like, players with the most points are like a hot commodity now. Yep. Like, people are just like orgs maybe, and like people are just hitting them up, trying to join their team.
Dude, who's gonna pick up Degree? This guy is 5th in points. Like, Wajin and Malala off the table. I mean, if Michael and Tex team up, I'm pretty sure they just get a spot.
Is he playing the set?
No, he's like
GM right now.
Yeah, he's not taking the set seriously.
Okay.
I saw Degree rerolling Teemo in my game, so I'm like, all right, this guy is.
Wait, there's a Teemo comp though.
There is Teemo Tech.
Yeah, Teemo Lux, right?
There is Teemo Tech being played Teemo Wardens, but it's not. It's actually kind of hard to play.
Wait, I thought it was Teemo Bruisers.
Then it's just Teemo's the tech. Teemo, it's everything. We've all heard different takes.
Teemo plus frontline, but
yeah, apparently.
That's a side topic. We're not here to talk about like the Teemo Tech.
Okay, so
to confuse people.
So for those of you who don't understand why the points are the way they are, they only counted Worlds and Vegas. That's how you scored points for this. So
and it's only the like Worlds starting from set 6.
From set 6
7.
or set 7. 7 on, right? Yeah, 7 on.
And like the earlier ones are less points. It's like 80% or 70% or something.
So it's a little wonky. For what it's worth, if people were wondering why, I do not think this is the best system. I kind of doubt they think this is the best system, but it's kind of hard to actually figure out a way to globally relatively rank all of the TFT players, and they have to do this manually. They had to go back to all of these tournaments and pull results and figure out who was what and build the spreadsheets and stuff. It was probably a meaningful lift for them, just the number of tournaments they did, doing it for, if you include even just the regionals of every single region for that, you're adding a ton more events. And so I don't know. I think this is a very imperfect system, and it dramatically rewarded people from smaller regions that had an easier time consistently qualifying for Worlds. And actually seems to have hurt NA the most. Like, I think we're the biggest victims of this because there's a ton of very good players in the Americas that have multiple Worlds appearances because they're like clearly the upper echelon of their region. And even if we've had people like that, and we have in NA for this period of time, the overall strength of the region is just so high. You just can't consistently make worlds like that. There aren't enough spots. The variance is too high.
Okay.
DQA made worlds twice. He has 5 points.
Yeah, that's because
he
made it set 4 and set 6. It just felt arbitrary. And I'm looking at Crowan, who literally played in one tournament, has 10 points and double the value of like Precedent and DQA and Goobums and all that. And that's not a slight to Crowan. I mean, he signed up for one tournament, he did well, good for him. It's just funny that this is like the metrics, because it just looks so silly on the optic side of things. Because
dude,
America's
I have 0
combined.
points.
Yeah, Robin has 0 points.
I'm a cold commodity.
I am
Robin
as relevant to a team as Robin is. Think about that for a second.
Oh my god! All right. We'll talk a little bit more about this coming up, but for now, I kind of wanted to cover one last thing in the news that I thought was really cool, and I think it's worth shouting out. There's a new game in TFT that Meta TFT put out called Bortle. Have you guys seen this game? Bortle is a daily TFT guessing game, loosely based on Wordle, and you have to use your game knowledge to guess who do you think has the strongest board. And I figured, why not seize the day and play one right now on the spot?
Oh, shit.
So let's see who has the Bortle skills. Robin, are you able to see this board?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so the first one of this, 3-star Tristana, 3-star Volibear with
this is
Silas
easy.
2, Lee Sin 2, Yasuo, Darius, not today,
When it looks
Triforce.
this obvious, it feels like a bait.
No, Zed wins.
Zed wins? Okay.
Some are not a bait. Some are not a bait. Like some are like very
nice
obvious.
Nice job.
Okay, yeah, I've been worried if he didn't win.
Okay. Well, Ramblinnn was helping Robin on this one. Robin, you're on your own for this one.
Oh, okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cyber bulk. Oh, lucky paw. Oh, 3-item lucky paws.
3-item lucky paws.
This one's so hard. Like, isn't this one hard or no?
Yeah, 1-star Volibear, 2-star Darius.
All right, let's go with Kabuko. Oh, wait, 2-star Kabuko. Wait, 2-star Kabuko?
It's 2-star Kabuko, yes.
Yeah.
With 3 items.
All right,
And
now for Kabuko. Morgana.
I would take Kubuko for sure. Is this even close?
Okay.
I
correct.
look at looking at. Okay, nice.
Nice job. Okay, Bryce. So we had Ramblinnn take one, Robin take one, Bryce, you take the third one here.
Okay.
Next one is Zed Morgana, and it's a level 3 versus level 4 board. RE2 versus Kindred 1.
The fuck?
These are the bait ones.
Yeah, I feel like you have to take the 2 stars and the extra unit. It would just be insane for that to lose. It's not like these Kindred items are good, man.
Wow, you're so good at this, man. Congratulations.
I'm insane, right? Like,
right.
By the way, this is my beef with this game, is that if they only pulled boards from like challenger lobbies, I think this game would be awesome. I think pulling this board from everything. Oh, you can? Oh, that's way better.
Yeah. Actually, maybe I should have done that, but apparently now you can do it by rank.
Okay, that's awesome. Filtering it to challenger, it's actually, you could probably learn a lot from doing this.
Oh, but the daily mode you can't, but I guess endless mode you could.
Yeah, endless mode, you are correct. Endless mode.
I think that this is legitimately valuable information. Then, if you can just sort challenger and click through boards, you can learn a lot of interesting things. And if you're like looking at it, it's like on paper this should win, then you can think about the positioning. There's like a ton you can learn about this.
Yep. Okay. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and probably start a different order. Do you want to do agree earlier, Bryce, and then do into the power rankings, or do you want to do the power rankings? And then
hey, you're back as the captain of the ship. The best part about that is you get to make these calls. I totally defer to your judgment. They could both go.
Let's talk about rankings and the event, because ultimately we're here to preview the cup. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's start off with the first weekend, which was the Tactician's trial. Look at that fancy new graphic. Notable results / eliminations. Perhaps the biggest name that caught a lot of people off guard. K3 Soju eliminated in day number 2. But I feel like that was an important moment, because I think it shows that not even the most consistent players like Soju, who has been consistent in tournament, can fall victim to like a first weekend of tournament results. It's just really volatile. It's 3 days of competition, and Soju had some really unlucky games, that's for sure. But also some other players like Toronto Tokyo, who's considered to be pretty strong, also got eliminated in the first weekend alongside some other people that we have listed out here. But that hasn't really stopped Americas from dominating the rest of the field. If you look at the regional advance rates, the charts, It just looks like America just keeps growing bigger and bigger day over day, and they just keep dominating as time goes on, to the point where there's 41 seeds from North America advancing over 7 Brazilian seeds, 5 Latin America South seed, and 1 Latin America North seed. So this has actually caused a lot more commotion. Again, people are saying like the format is really bad right now, and people need to figure out like what we need to do to make it feel more fair, more fun, more engaging, and just like a better system overall. So I'm kind of curious, Ramblinnn, you played in Tactician's trial. So how did it actually feel for you being as a player in the field?
I will say that this event in particular, I felt was a large improvement over the first one. The only thing that I thought had really issue is that what they changed this time versus Tactician's Trials 1 is instead of having the second group be much later in the day, I think it was 7 p.m. Eastern start last time, they actually had it start at what would be the normal time of 4 p.m. Eastern, and they had 2 groups running concurrently, which was good for the sake of not finishing at 3 a.m., but also they only had one channel for both groups running at the same time for any admin communication. So it was just a free-for-all on making sure that you're getting the right information from the admins for your group. That part was rough. Everything else I thought was really smooth. The first day we finished around like 9:30, which a normal tourney for me is 5 hours. But the second and third day was the fastest tourneys I've ever had, past any other cup or anything. So that felt really good to me. When you started to talk about the different regions and the skill disparity and stuff, I think that's where the issues start to arise. Now, I don't have anything against playing against the other regions, but the problem is the quantity of players that are signing up that are super high level from these other regions, whether it's, I think a lot of them say they have jobs, or, a lot of this it's during Monday or Friday, that kind of thing. And a lot of them don't even know to sign up. It's just not marketed very well. You only have so many players that are really competing against these NA players that have give them a real shot. And that both decreases the quality of play, but also to some extent feel like you're wasting your time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest, so I agree with all of that. I think for me, I watched it. I don't know, Bryce or Robin, you guys watched much of the trials, but the one thing that I felt like is it just wasn't really engaging tournament content. It just felt like people were playing a forgettable online weekly cup that didn't really have much stakes in it. And I'm not sure why, but that was just the vibe that I got. It wasn't interesting. It wasn't something that was like, man, I really need to figure what's going on. And I think part of it was that it just felt so long, so dragged out. Like the first few games when there's so many people that are just it's whatever, I'm playing against diamond players, so on and so forth. They didn't feel like meaningful and intense competition. That's kind of what people are looking for in TFT events, I think. Some of that higher elevated tension and stakes. Robin, did you watch any of the Tactician's trials by any chance?
I watched a few of Kiyun's games, but yeah, I heard. I don't know. I don't know. Well, what was the reason why they combined NA with everyone, or everyone in NA? Because I feel like
Latin and Brazil.
It's too many people.
They're pulling together regionally like this for all their esports, not just TFT. This is basically how Valorant has always worked, and I think that there's a lot of people who really like that feeling within Valorant, and I think justifiably so. And I think there's real potential for it here. I don't think that the current version of it is what it's going to be forever, and it's like a new type of esport for them, so they're experimenting and trying to figure it out. So I think the direction is good, but the execution is currently not that good. But I think that's the thing. I'm speculating, right? We would have to have someone from Riot on to tell you exactly what their goals were.
Yeah. Also, I think it makes they're one of the big things was consolidation. They felt like formats was too different across all the smaller regions. Mm-hmm. So it felt like, Korea had their own thing, NA had its own thing, Brazil had its own thing, EU has its own thing, China has its own thing. And it just feels hard to follow out. So then basically what you end up doing is following one or two regions. This should theoretically make the TFT competitive fan easier to follow macro stories of what's going on, and also kind of kill two birds with one stone, which is elevate and spark growth in a high opportunity region. I think everyone understands LATAM and Brazil has a lot of potential for fandom and engagement and a lot of growth. And I think it's lagging behind considerably compared to the other regions in terms of popularity for competitive, and that doesn't have to be the case. And so they're hoping that combining with NA, I think they want to make it just a more exciting region overall with a lot of regional competition and trying to make Latin Brazil grow. Now, that being said, I don't know if they've if they're on track to hit their goals. I think they needed a lot of changes to the system.
Yeah. I don't think. I feel the exact same way. I don't want to defend like what it looks like right now. Like some of the tournament admin stuff, the slowness, the delays. Like it did get better the last couple of days, which is great. I'm glad Ramblinnn highlighted that. But like the level of skill disparity between the lobbies, a lot of this stuff is just not working. I think there are tons of ways they can iterate on it though, and I think. Ultimately, the other players, the other regions, they're going to learn more about it. They're going to sign up more. They're going to get better, too, from playing in these events. It's a really great stress test in helping them get better. We know the top end of this region already competes. We can name over a dozen players from BR LATAM that are for sure can hang in any NA tournament. I don't think that they're necessarily like as good as Setsuko or Dish Soap or Wasian, but that's not, or Malala, but like I think that there's a bunch of them that I think reasonably could make an argument for being the next tier down. So I think the format will get better, the players will get better, and I think this product will be a lot better as a result. But like right now, it's a little rough.
There's one more major thing I wanted to highlight is that I mentioned the two groups that they do on the first day, which is Saturday, and this was a problem both times so far. So I expect it to be a problem the third one unless they rework something major. But there are only so many waitlisted players that they have are available to play. So when you have all these players not check in, and then allow the waitlist players not check in, what happens is all the waitlist players go to Group A, and then Group B literally has 40 less people to start. Yep. So you're actually at a massive advantage to be put in Group B. And
yep, for sure.
And Soju wouldn't have even made it out of day one if there weren't 40 players that just didn't show up for Group B because he was exactly at the point cutoff line.
Yeah.
So Soju almost got day one completely. It was crazy.
So if I can, two concrete recommendations. I think there's a bunch of things worth thinking about changing, honestly, but like two things I would want to emphasize. One, I don't think that, like, if you're going to do a 6-day tournament, the dynamic of making someone play the first weekend versus skipping them all the way to day 4 doesn't need to be that extreme. You could easily have people, like someone who just missed the cutoff by one spot, they should be an auto day 3 player. Instead of having to play day 1, 2, 3, you could have a bunch of the open, like, qual stuff happening early on in the tournament and qual very few of them through. Mm-hmm. So you still have some of the experience of, like, the lower elo players getting their shot, but they really have to, like, fight their way through. And some of the other players shouldn't get nearly as much variance thrown into their tournament experience.
I like that. Spots like 1 to 20. Thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's no. Actually, react to that, and I can make my other point for you.
Oh, I like that. I like the idea of giving more targets to hit instead of just a very binary. You didn't make cutoff because you played one game at 9 p.m. or something like that, and you should have just sat. Mm-hmm. And now you have to play through the entire 3 days of competition and take potentially Monday off of work, which you may or may not, depending on how far you're advanced. It's just so silly.
Yeah, and that's exactly the second point I wanted to make, which is I totally appreciate where they're coming from. More players, you want to have more days of competition so that you can control for this a little bit more and not make it feel like a variance fest. But a huge part of this player base are people who have commitments during the week, and it's already sort of stretching it to do it for a day, but to consistently for these cups, do it. Like, basically, you have to say because you're playing both weekends as well, and then it's the Friday and Monday sandwiched, right? Yeah. So you basically get 3 days off in the middle, but otherwise you have like 6 out of 11 days of just full-time TFT or feel like it. That's a lot. It's too much. You're eliminating a huge percentage of people who would want to play in your events, me included. I am for sure in this group. I cannot play this format.
There's so much irony in the fact that a lot of the belief is that this is to increase accessibility, and they're just making it so hard to actually play in these cups. I appreciate the fact that they want more people playing in it, but just the current system is not it. But I think we said our piece. We can go ahead and move on. Congratulations to everybody who did get through, and those people are largely represented onto the power rankings. And that brings us to our power rankings. But before we do, we actually show our snub list, the people that got votes but didn't actually make it, and it's quite a long one because some people didn't really follow the rules. There's a lot of votes for people who were not eligible for the rankings, but I feel like it's worth showing anyways.
Yeah, it's interesting storyline. Who's starting to draw attention?
Yes. Also, I believe the cutoff wasn't 44. I believe it was 25. So I apologize. I'm changing that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and show the highest people who were voted for but didn't make it. At number 16, we had Philip, who missed by 3 points. Philip, the previous Tactician Cup winner, didn't make it by 3 points. But I highlighted in orange the people that got 3+ votes. People in yellow got 2+ votes. And people in red got 1 vote. So Philip had multiple people vouching for him. Ramblinn's in 17th, tied with Milk at 14 points. So they're both at 17. JD Zielinski and T-Lides. That's your top 5. And then we had a bunch of people like Altanahwe, Tech Summers, Michael. We haven't opened up the power rankings officially to LATAM. But it's cool that multiple people voted for them and recognize that these LATAM players got game, Bryce.
I would, if I did my ballot today and I was allowed to, I would have to sit down and think about it, but I'd rank 3 to 4, I think, LATAM BR players in the top 15, which is pretty good. That's really good, actually. So, yeah, I'm excited. It'll be fun when we transition over, but I'm excited to start to include some of them.
Did Robin rank Tex?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, he went to World 3 times, and also like I checked his rank. He plays in NA. Like he was like rank 10.
Oh, in NA. I see. So you actually made this like kind of a base off NA. Okay, so what do you think makes Tex a strong player? We can kind of bridge a little bit into some LATAM hype. What's so strong about Tex as a player, Robin?
I don't know. He just says he's went to World 3 times and he has high rank. I've never actually watched him play before.
You're in a practice group with him.
Yeah, but we don't watch each other play. We just like I think I went in the call once with them and we were discussing like the new patch and like going through tactical tools together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's pretty okay.
He watches you play.
Okay. I know why he's good. I don't know. I've never watched him play, but he like preps really well. He makes like these like Excel sheets or like these like notepads and he writes down like all the combinations of stuff and like he does a lot of research in tactical tools.
Okay.
Like with like all these filters and stuff. So I know he does like infinite research. But as far as like his gameplay, I think I've seen him play at Worlds, I think, but like I haven't ever like we've never gone on a call together and like VOD reviewed or like watched each other play.
Okay. What's it gonna take for Tex to get your attention to want to do that? Like let's say hypothetically he wants to do that. What's gonna motivate you to do that?
Oh no, I'm like down, but like I don't like after stream I'm so tired. Like I just like I don't want to do anything TFT related, and like I stream like almost every day, so I would have to like take the day off. And also we have like a time difference, and also like I'm kind of like not like shy, but like I don't really reach out to people and be like, oh, you want to like VOD review? Like I don't know, like yeah, I don't really do that, but
okay. Like
Solo is the one in our group that like always asks us like, hey, you guys want a VOD review? You guys want a VOD review? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm down. And like, yeah, I don't know.
Dishsoap says Robin joins Discord for 15 minutes, asks 2 questions, then leaves.
Wait, what?
Is that true, Robin?
That was when I was in the old study group with Dishsoap. That's why he kicked me. But yeah, all I would do was just sit in their Discord and then stream, and then they'll leak everything or something. So I'm like the study group partner, and never join call.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about Ramblinnn being at 17 here, Bryce. Who are the people that put Ramblinnn on their power rankings? Ram, did you vote for yourself?
I did.
Okay, where'd you put yourself?
I put myself at 11.
Okay.
And I think that's right around where I ranked him too.
The other 2 are Gangly and Robin voted for me.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Oh, I voted for you? Oh, hell yeah.
I think you put me at 14.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so Ram, talk a little about where your form is. Do you feel like, or why do you feel like you are putting yourself there around that like 10, 11 range specifically? Is there specifically something about the patch that plays to your strengths?
I think I definitely put some weight in having played the week 1. I know obviously the level of competition isn't as high as it's going to be the next week, but just getting the reps in and getting to see what feels good, what doesn't, how like different lines compete with each other. I think that's important. But also, I just like my read on the meta in general. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but based on what I went into the week 1 and how I think my read has developed since then, I'm pretty confident in this weekend.
Okay. I like the sound of that. Milk, Bryce, you voted for Milk, and I left him off. So I think that kind of shows you some contrasting opinion. Bryce and I are starting to disagree a lot on our players. It used to be in the past, in previous sets, our lists were like really identical, but like maybe some placement differences. Now it feels like we're deviating a lot. So talk to me about why you're ranking Milk.
It's funny because this is actually about as close as we've come in a while. When I was putting mine in, I was like, oh, Dan's and mine are actually like pretty similar this time. Look, I don't think he's all the way back, but I think that he's a decent amount of the way back, and I think that he is going to keep playing and keep trending up, and I mean, Milk is for sure a tier 1A player in North America when he's in form. Anyone who doesn't think that didn't watch peak form Milk. So he just hasn't been invested for a while. So yeah, I don't know. I think if Milk's in it, I think he's going to try. I think he's been trying, and it's the idea of not ranking Milk was scary to me. Milk in chat, by the way. No, I am not. I don't play the game. Meanwhile, it's what's crazy is every day in Discord he's just in there playing the game. It's fucking crazy. But like every time I go there, it's like, oh, Milk's in there playing the game. Okay, but he doesn't play though.
Yeah, he's also engaged too. He's asking questions and optimizing stuff.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you think it's this or this?
I think in lobby 2 he was like, yeah, like I'm like a casual player now, and then someone's like, yeah, 450 games casual.
Yeah. I think for Milk, the way he defines like playing the game is he has to be committing somewhere between 12 to 16 hours a day, and if he plays 4 to 5, 6 hours a day, which is like a normal amount, actually that's still a high engaged amount for like compared to the average player. But for a competitive player, that's like a normal amount, I think. I think for him, he considers that casual. So.
Yeah, look, the reality is he's nowhere near his peak form. If he was, we'd all be rating him in the top 5, but he's not. And I guess it's schmuck insurance. Like,
sure.
You know, this guy has the raw horsepower. It doesn't matter if he's in peak form.
Okay. One thing that Milk has said about himself is that he thinks that he is kind of a person that needs that volume reps to get that confidence. So we'll see. We'll see.
By the way,
he said he's going to be back for set 12 though. Like for real, he's going to actually
for real.
12. So.
For real, which is exciting. I just realized I didn't get to say something about Ramblinnn, which is just really fast. I think Ramblinnn is like, I think his beat on the meta is really good too. He's actually like my most watched probably over the last 2 weeks as I've been getting caught up. But I've dabbled around because I'm curious how everyone's playing, and I
What's
feel
everyone's read on the meta?
Oh, I would not. That's not.
Just curious.
No.
You should ask him twice in Discord, then leave.
Ask me in a few days.
Yo, Dishsoap, what's the read on the meta, Dishsoap?
Oh, he can link you a really cool podcast. You should check it out. All right. The other 3 players that got multiple votes, I just want to cover them, and then we can kind of move on. JD Zielinski getting more and more recognition, but he's kind of in the same tier as like the Casper Wu, where you can get like a lot of small votes, but not a lot of people putting him big votes.
Wait, no, actually, he was the inverse of that, Dan. So JD was only on 2 ballots. He got 4 points from Rain and 8 points from Gangly.
Oh, I must have misread that then. He's not
you're
colored
good.
correctly. That's my bad.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. No. So anyway, Gangly really believes in him. We talked about him a bunch on the last podcast. He thinks he doesn't get his due. He thinks he's just like consistently performing, and so he feels really strongly about it.
Yeah. I think there's like a list of players right now. One thing that's really cool is that around 13 to like 15 slot, you could just find like 10 guys, and it kind of depends on their beat on the meta, their form, their confidence, whether or not things are going their way. It's a patch that favors them. And I think JD's in that conversation now. I think
Nature's told me he thought it was the hardest ballot he's ever had to do.
That's cool.
For what it's worth, because of exactly that reason.
Yep. If we do Latin, we probably have to expand number of slots as well.
For sure, we got to do 20, I think. Yeah.
Okay, T-Lides, 10 points. I think he's kind of basically around that as well. I think people underestimate him. Mm-hmm. You heard how he was kind of a big reason why Philip was able to actually win the last event. He said that T-Lides helped VOD review and basically teach him stage 2. So anybody that wants some T-Lides coaching for stage 2, you should hit him up. And so keep an eye out for him. The person that I want to highlight is the person that I voted for, which is Cambulee. Cambulee got multiple votes, but kind of like small, like 14, 15 slot votes as well. And I think that this guy's been really impressive. Yeah, it was LP bonus weekend, but I think that he's been grinding a lot, and he's always been on the outskirts of some of these practice groups that people have said really good things about. Part of that, T-Lives Ripple Overdrive group, replay. And I think that I just wanted to give a nod because I feel like this could be, looking at his profile and kind of listening to how things have been going, I feel like it's a potential good opportunity for him to pop off.
Yeah. Seems to be, I agree. Yeah. Cam.
He's ranked Cambulee is like rank 6 right now, and I'm just looking at his match history, and he's been in-housing. They've been in-housing.
Yeah. They're doing
like, wait, who's the in-house group? Who's the in-house group? Read it out.
It's Replay, T-Lides, Jay Delinsky, Darth Noob, Greya. There's also Weijin, Malala, Fritz, ISG Fritz.
Nice.
Yeah, some like Latam people. Yeah. Where's my invite?
Oh, wait, Robin, you might be the only one that's not scrimming because I know EU is also scrimming some people from NA. Also, I heard Bintum is starting to scrim a little bit with NA as well. So,
is there a Discord or something, or like? I'm trying to practice.
I think they're doing it all privately through DMs. All I heard is that there have been a lot of people scrimming, so that's why people aren't streaming, man. Rob, you're like the only one streaming today, so
that's true. No one streams before tournament.
Yeah, because they're all streaming.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, Rob, it never occurred to you. You have the whole category to yourself, and you're not like, why is this going on?
So I just have nothing. I have nothing to leak, I guess. Yeah.
Not yet. All right. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and transition into our top 15 rankings. Congratulations to people that made it. And without further ado, it is Setsuko number 1 on top, Wajan Iverson number 2, Dissoap at 3, and Malala at 4. The big 4 hasn't really moved. The only thing is that Dissoap is now 3rd, and Wajan Iverson moving up to 2nd.
That's actually pretty big movement because he went from virtually unanimously voted number 1, I think, in the first one, or at least, I mean, he was definitely number 1. Was it virtually unanimous? It was like a lot. Either way, no, it was actually barely over Setsuko, but he was over Setsuko. So then he got leaped by Wajan and Setsuko, which means there's some perception that Dissoap's form is materially weaker. The lab rated him, there were multiple people who rated him outside the top 3, it looks like.
The lab rated. Ooh.
Wait, there's
I would love to hear Dissoap's rating on the lab right back.
Yeah, the lab rated him 5th, and then Pressed Event and Replay both rated. Actually, a bunch of people rated him outside the.
Wait, is the lab a collective vote?
Yeah, they do. They talk about it. Rain goes in Discord and says like, "Hey, I'm going to do the ballot," and then a bunch of people come in and talk about the ballot.
Oh, dude, that ballot seems interesting. Can we see it?
It is an interesting ballot. Yeah, it's always interesting for sure.
Can we see it? I mean, can you read it out, Bryce?
Oh yeah, I mean,
I have it. I can read it out. Okay, so the lab featuring Rainplosion, Setsuko at number 1, Wajan at 2, Goobums at 3, Dart Noob at 4, Dissoap at 5. Malala at 6, Robin at 7. That's pretty. That's
nice. Let's go, lab.
Spencer, Pokygom, Pressevent. That rounds to the top 10. Then Rainplosion at 11, JD Zelensky, Kurum, Replay, and Camby Lee. That's the top 15.
There would have 2 ballots that rated Kurum.
Yeah, that's right. And Kurum,
we kind of glossed over that. This is the lowest Kurum's ever been ranked, I think.
I mean, Kurum's always underrated. He's always underrated.
He is, but so are you. Do you? I mean, actually, let me rephrase that.
I feel like I'm underrated and overrated. Okay. I'm both.
Like, talk more about that.
And overrated. Like, I think I'm. Yeah.
Can you explain more about that? What is overrated about you?
Well, I feel like I haven't won anything recently in a bit. Last time I went to Worlds was set 5, and people might think that's like it was like a long time ago. It's like pretty like easier to make it to Worlds. So I haven't really like won anything meaningful, I think, in a while. Only like the small tournaments, and then I'm underrated because they just see me like fool around on stream, and then there's like, this guy's bad.
I see. So, are you talking about like the other players specifically, the other people you're competing against that are underrating you, or the fans, or the average fan?
Yeah,
who's underrating
and overrating?
Okay.
Who's underrating me? Yeah, I mean Soju probably, and I don't know. I don't know what people think about me. So I don't know. I have to look at the ballots.
You did. You got 9. Me, like... that shows you that you're in the conversation.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. But who voted me like 15th? Or did anyone not put me?
Not put you on their list at all?
Yeah.
Gangly did not put you on their list.
Yeah, dude, Gangly's underrating me. Actually, he's always been Gangly's always been a Robin Glazer. What happened?
Yeah, Setsuko. Did he do a video that called you the GOAT of the
He lost confidence in me. That's why he lost confidence in me.
Setsuko only gave you 1 point. You got 15th from Setsuko.
Yeah, hold on.
Malala rated you 12th, I think, and Pressman rated you 11th.
I mean, that's fine. It's all usually like within relative rank. But the fact that Gangly has a video on his channel dedicated to calling Robin the GOAT of NA, this is before Malala won, and doesn't even put him on his ballot anymore. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know, man. Let's talk a little bit above Robin. So we can go ahead and discuss some of the other players as well. But I want to focus on Greya. Greya comes in at number 8 after just making his second power rankings, and he went from 12th to 8th. This guy's getting a lot of hype, and people are now starting to believe it. So I want to hear from your two's perspective. Ramblinnn, what do you know about Greya? Do you believe the hype?
I mean, Greya is just one of the people that's had the most consistent ladder stats in terms of actually playing a fair amount of games and actually placing very well in those games, being very high LP. And going into Tactician's Cup 1, there was a lot of hype for Greya, and Greya ended up doing very well. So I think Greya can definitely live up to those expectations.
Okay. Robin, do you believe the hype about Greya?
I feel like it's too early to tell, but I think like because he got like a blessing from PokiCom saying like Pocky learned everything from him, and then Pocky's like a beast, so everyone's like, oh wow, like Greya's a beast, and he has the ladder, he has the OP to show for it, and he did good at the last tournament. So I think they're hyping him up a little bit too much compared to like other players who performed as well, like Jade Alinsky and like Darth Noob. Like I feel like they've also have really good ladder stats and do well in tournaments. So I feel like yeah, but I feel like people have watched him play maybe and feel like he's really good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can't say I've never seen him play, but he has everything to show for it. So
yeah, I mean Greya's is a secret, right? Like Pocky vouches and has watched a ton of Greya, and we respect Pocky, so we use that as like a heavy proxy. But unless you watched him in the first tournament for those 3 games, you've never seen him play, right? He never streams; it's not available.
So if you watch spectate him,
yeah, so you could have a few days of VODs on him. So I mean, he's been around for a while. It sounds like what Pocky said is he was never really invested, and now for the first time he kind of is. So if this is like him kind of invested, what does he look like when he's all the way invested?
We'll see.
Yeah,
Pocky also said he has terrible mental, so. Maybe that's part of the reason why he's not fully invested, because if he does, maybe he can't bring himself to play the game. We have seen players like that in the past. But he's getting a lot of hype. He's in the top 8, and first time he's cracked top 10. Let's just keep an eye on that. In the meantime, Goobums makes it back on the list. The last time he did it was the very beginning of set 10, and that was also 6. So it feels like Goobums kind of doing this usual thing. Either this guy is on fire playing lights out, or this guy is just like completely neutralized, not a threat whatsoever. And now I talked to Goobums. He thinks he's in really good form. He wouldn't be surprised if he did really well. And Goobums, he doesn't say that lightly. He actually thinks that when he hypes himself up, he actually is in form. I think the last time he told me he was, like the last time I remember he was really confident in his form was set 7 regionals when he made
7
a really
regionals.
deep run.
And he was good, and then he flamed out on the final day.
Yeah, on AVP. But he had the AVP world spot and then like flamed out. That was the last time I remember Goobums.
He's had a few final day flames, actually. That's like the only big question mark I have about Goobums right now. When his skill ceiling is insane. Like anyone who doesn't think that did not watch him in set 6. And I think set 7 he was really good. I don't think he played well on the final day of regionals, but I think he was really good legitimately. Yeah. This is the first time I think he was good. He's been that good since then. I don't think he's that good, to be clear. But I think that if this tournament goes well for him and he somehow makes regionals, I think he will be that good by regionals.
He's developing a little bit of a reputation of choking on the final day now, kind of having a little bit of an inverse Malala. Mm-hmm. So he used to be kind of clutch, and now he's like choking on a little bit on the last day. He told me himself. He's one to say it. He's saying, he's like, yeah, I'm not clutching it anymore. So I want him to prove me wrong. I want him to prove like I know he can.
Yeah, Goobums like disappeared for a little bit, right? And then now he's back.
Yeah, he just wasn't invested for a while. Yeah. TFT sabbatical.
Yeah. Speaking of a player who keeps yo-yoing between that replay at 10.
Yeah.
Is this guy in or out? I can't tell. I think he's back in.
I asked him because I was like, I can't tell either. Yeah. So I just asked him. I was like, by the way, are you back? And he just said yes. And he ranked himself 1.
He ranked himself number 1. Wait, hold on.
Bro, last time he did that, he won, right?
Yeah, last time he did that, he won, you guys. And he just said, and he was a one-word answer. He is fucking back.
This is replay's ballot. Replay at number 1. Setsuko at 2, Malalo 3, Disup 4, Wajan 5, Pocky, Philip, T, Lides at 8, Robin 9, Al Tanahue at 10, Mr. Prom, Greya, Tech Summers, Kurum, Darth Noob, and Cambu Lee. What a unique ballot. Lot of Latam in Brazil. So Replay not only got eyes on himself, but also on our brothers over in Latam in Brazil. Mm-hmm. Precedence at 11. This is a ranking that I disagree with the most. I think I didn't vote for Precedent this time, and I think because I think he has yet to prove that he can do things beyond ladder, because he has yet to advance to the next stage of competition since Set 9 regionals. Basically, he's been ice cold since Set 9 regionals. And I kind of want to see what Precedent can do to earn this, because it's just too competitive. Like, I can't just give it to him based off the fact that I know he has a lot of potential in his ladder competition. His ladder rank is really good, because in competition, he's just not performing. And I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. I feel like based off Robin's reaction, that might be kind of a hot take. Robin, do you disagree with that?
Wait, let me just, before Robin responds, let me set the stage of overall. So you did give him 2 points, Dan, but you rated him really low, lower than most people. Yeah. But Gangly and Replay and Prestivant himself left him off balance entirely.
Wow. Okay.
So Robin, go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like reacting like that before you mentioned his ladder, because like his ladder is like really good, but I guess he hasn't been performing well in tournaments. I think he's going through like he hasn't blossomed yet. He's going like the pre-Setsuko before he evolved into a beast. So I think Preston's going through that right now. He just needs to like lock it in, I guess. But yeah, his ladder is like insane. So
I see. So you're prophesying that in future sets, Preston's just going to be like at that level of Setsuko. Just being very consistent, able to translate ladder to tournament, just being complete.
Not like Setsuko, but better. I don't want to glaze him too hard, dude. Maybe
he did final lobby last regionals for the first time, right?
Yes. I think I messaged him to like good luck and like lock it in. I was rooting for him actually. Yeah. Me and Pressman are like we've hung out a lot like RL, so like one of my good friends.
Yeah. He does well in regionals, that is for sure. He locks in for regionals. Here's the thing: it's harder than ever to make regionals this set.
Yeah, it is. It's for sure true.
It's so hard, and if he could do it through ladder, that's great. But it's just going to be these tournaments that we're powering for tournaments right now. I'm just not a believer for some of these quote Mickey Mouse tournaments that he does want to win.
Man, Dan coming with the hot take. This is not typical. I love it.
I've been locked in my bedroom for 3 weeks, man. Okay,
this guy's just watching TFT.
Out of these players remaining, Rainplosion, Sox, Darth Noob, Asa, who do we believe in the most? Start with Ramblinnn.
I mean, before watching Rain stream the last couple of days, I would have said Rain. I ranked Rain at 8. I thought Rain obviously did amazing last weekend. A little bit rougher day 3, but did enough to clutch it up. It's just watching her streams now, she seems a little less confident. I think she's falling into the trap of I have to play duelists or bus, and I think when you get in that danger zone, it's really risky for them of the weekend. I still believe in Rain, just maybe not as much as I voted for her.
Okay. So then, who would you be taking?
I would probably pick Sox. I don't have a strong read on his actual form, but he's been doing really, really well in ladder, even ignoring the LP inflation. I wanted to vote Darth higher because Darth was doing even better on ladder. He didn't do very well in last Tactician's Cup, so I couldn't rank him higher. But I actually had him when I first did my ranking. He was like at 5 or 6, and then I looked at his performance and I got a little less confident. So I'll pick Sox out of the 4.
Okay. By the way, we did a poll in chat about is Precedent overranked or perfectly ranked. There was a tie down the middle.
Interesting.
So a lot of split opinions on him. Robin, out of these 4 players, Rainplosion, Sox, Darth Noob, Asa, who we taking?
Dude, Sox is like so random. Like his LP is always so high, and he either gets day 1 or he just gets. But then last cup he went into the final lobby, right? So like, it's so weird. I think I'm taking Darth Noob. I think he's like severely underrated. I didn't know he did bad last cup, but he's always like top 10 ladder now, and he has performed like in previous tournaments, so I'm gonna take Darth.
Fun fact about Darth Noob: he plays the majority of his games on mobile, and I just want to say that's what I'm doing.
Chad.
I play almost all my games on mobile now, and it is miserable, man. I don't know how you guys. I don't know how you transition or do anything like ever. Oh my god, especially during the level 8 roll down metas. Oh god,
you didn't appreciate when I went through my first leave. I think I made Challenger on my iPad, and I got really excited. And you're like, whatever. And I was like, no, this was legitimately hard.
Did you get Challenger on mobile?
You gotta try hitting it on mobile. It's really hard.
600 OB. I can't do it. It's too hard.
Yeah, it's really hard.
It's so hard. Oh my god! All right,
you have to play like Ramblinnn. You have to transition over the course of mini turns. You cannot play to do a roll down. It's just not correct.
All right, Bryce, who are we taking? Rain, Sox, Darth, Newberries.
I'm actually taking Asa. I think that group overall has a good beat. I think Goobums is the best in that group, but that group preps very well together. I think Sox has more demands on his time, so it's harder for me to be confident in him. I've said, like, it's really hard for me to want to consistently bet on Sox, just knowing the full-time job and the, having 2 kids thing. So I'll take Asa for sure in that dynamic. I think that, but it wouldn't shock me to see them both do well.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of really interesting opinions about all of these players, but in the end, we were really wrong last Cup. I listened to the podcast. We got like 4 right out of the top 15 or something like that. So really hard for us to get it right, especially with a bigger field. So maybe we need to lighten up on some of those constraints. I think the only player we haven't talked about is Malala. I think Malala is just kind of, I think he's really consistent still. He did pretty well last Cup. He didn't like blow the doors off, but he's there. And I think all he has to do is get the regionals. Just a reminder, all Mala has to do is make it to regionals, and he gets a guaranteed spot in the Set 11 World Championship. Okay.
He always shows up. He's always a beast. Yeah.
He's always a beast. With that, we're going to go into our next segment called Agree, where we throw out an opinion, hot or cold, maybe room temperature, and we ask the room if they agree. So the first one, we're going to kick things off a little bit hot here. This is in light of the most recent topic we brought up in the news, which is about the Esports World Championship. And there's a lot of controversy because, well, it's the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So I feel like we're a podcast that is usually pretty on the forefront of all these discussions. I think it'd be dishonest to shy away from this conversation because it's controversial. So let's start things off. Players should boycott the Esports World Championship due to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's blatant attempt to sports watch its reputation. It's been thrown out a ton. Agree? We'll start off with Bryce if we can here. I think you can set the tone for the conversation.
Oh God. Okay. Okay, I can do that. I'm probably going to talk for a long time, just as an FYI. Like, I don't really know how to do this topic without a shitload of nuance. And so I'm probably going to ramble a little bit, I would imagine.
Okay, so you want the other people to go first.
I'm down to go first if everyone's cool going after that or wants that.
I'm okay with Bryce going first.
I think you are very well spoken. Okay. You also have privy to insight because you work very closely to this kind of thing. So I felt like you can set the tone of the conversation if you go first.
Okay. I guess apologies in advance if I offend anybody, because this is a sensitive topic, and I'm probably just going to let it rip. So hopefully no one reads anything that I say maliciously in any way. I will say that I do not have a clear answer to this question. I think it's really tough to have a clear answer to this question. I very much see both sides of this argument. It's also something I've been having to grapple with on a personal level for a really long time, because my business, a huge amount of it is esports. For people who don't realize that, just think about me in a TFT context. Like, my law firm reps over 50% of our business is esports. We rep like a whole bunch of the big Western esports teams and do a ton of like major creator and other work around the space. And a ton of our clients are having to figure out how involved they're going to be in EWC. And so we get involved in it and support them. And so we've been thinking about it. It's really challenging, right? Because I think there are obviously very fair criticisms of the Saudi Arabian government. I think I don't know anyone who could reasonably disagree with that, honestly. They've done some things that are absolutely not okay. Their human rights record is not something that I would stand behind or that is okay in any way, shape, or form. And I hope no one would feel that way about it. And their treatment of women in the country, LGBT rights in the country, there are a lot of things, murdering of journalists, right? Like, if you can literally just look up a country's human rights record. It's not good. And that's all a problem. And doing business with them is problematic as a result, at least on some level. You have to think about the implications of that. But at the same time, it can be very challenging to be morally consistent in the modern world on this issue. And that's something that it's really hard for me to grapple with, because moral consistency is theoretically important to me. So, like, if you think China's record on human rights is great, and you never thought about the fact that we do tons of esports business with China all the time, that a huge percentage of the TFT player base is Chinese, then I think we have to be honest about that situation. We have to be thoughtful about the globally interconnected world we live in, and the fact that a lot of this stuff goes on all over the world. And I'm not sure it's easy to, and even if you were going to like boycott all events from all these different places, if you were to, your purchasing behavior, there are so many ways in which you are connected to this world, and the ways in which that you wind up backing places that you theoretically have problems with, that I think it's a really challenging thing to be consistent about this, and to actually like holistically think about all the decisions in your life and do this. I think this is an issue that gets a lot of attention, and so it becomes like an acute point for a lot of this thinking, but I think it's important context. So then we have to get to like, okay, should play the actual statement. That's a lot of preamble. The actual statement, should players boycott? I'm not sure I can actually say agree to that sentence. I think it depends a lot on the player and their situation, and how relevant it is to them financially and the career opportunity associated with that. This is going to be a big TFT tournament, and not everyone is in a place of privilege to be able to like walk away from this opportunity. I think how you take the opportunity matters, right? Like, if you feel a certain way about these issues, you should talk about it. You shouldn't be afraid to talk about it, because that changes the dynamic, right? Like, participating in an event in this place that is financially supported by this government on some level is something you have to think about, but like, there are lines that you can draw. So I feel like everyone should be able to make up their own decision about this issue, and I respect people who make both choices. And as long as you've thought about it and you grapple with this and you try to do right in the world, like, I would not judge someone for choosing to play in this event. I will not judge anyone who plays in this event.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes me disagree with the statement. And there's like so much more that I could get into, but I've already talked for way too long.
I think you did a lot. Yeah. I think there's a lot of good nuance to it. And again, I highly encourage people to read into it if they want. And there's a lot of sensitivities around this subject in general. So, Robin, how do you feel about this statement? If you don't feel like you don't even feel comfortable talking much about it, you don't have to expand upon it, but I want to toss it over to you.
Yeah, I don't think I have much. I'm not that knowledgeable. I think I have to do more research, but I think I agree with what Bryce said. Like, I feel like some people, like, they have to consider their career, and like, like, it might be really important to them. And then some people who want to boycott, I respect that decision as well. So yeah, but I don't have enough knowledge to like disagree or agree with this statement.
Okay. Ramblinnn.
I mean, I'm in about the same boat. I think it's tough to say that you should boycott. I think it's definitely an option worth considering. I just think a lot of players are not in a position where they can do such a thing, whether that's financial or just their future TFT career. When you're getting these offers from these major orgs, you're already seeing all these signings. It's really hard to turn that down, because there might not be another one if this is what the future of TFT esports is going to be. So I respect players that are choosing not to play, and I respect players that are choosing to play, as long as you're putting the thought into it that is best for your situation.
It's a really sad state of affairs, because esports has sold its soul a long time ago, and it's not about the whataboutism, right? We're not talking about like, well, what about this? What about that? It's about the fact that we're kind of in a really tough spot for a lot of people who TFT is their career, and a lot of people don't get to make those choices. If you're looking at what's happening also in other sports, right, with golf and Formula One and everything like that, it's very similar, and these topics are very difficult to talk about. And ultimately, I think if we just show respect for what people are trying to do, what's understandably best for them, if they don't have the choice in their career, they have to be participating into it. If they don't get to say no, because it can be life-changing. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, and who knows about the way you can relay these results, especially if it's consistent, and a way for them to transform their current situation. I'm thinking about players in South America who are in terrible spots financially if they're trying to make TFT a real thing, because their economy is in a bad spot, and it's like kind of hard. Like, they're in a completely different spot than we are living in privileged America. And so I think evaluating on a case by case and kind of understanding and respecting people from where they come from is a huge thing. it's a pretty tragic thing. I believe esports has sold its soul for pennies on the dollar, because they're literally paying billions of dollars for like golfers and racers and football players, and we're getting like $100,000. I was like, yes, we'll do it. It's just so sad, man. It's just so sad. And we took crypto. We took gambling. We're taking everything, man.
Whoa. Hey, gambling. I mean, we could have a whole separate debate on gambling, Dan.
I mean, I'm not okay. Fair enough. We're not trying to open up the whole can of worms, but I'm saying it's just a really sad state of affairs. And if you want to boycott, I want to say then I have your back. If you feel like this is something you can turn down, I think we all understand as well. And I think that we have to leave it at that. I don't think we can try to convince that, like, man, you're like a terrible person or whatever. I think all that conversation needs to be thrown out the window. Really tough one, but thank you, Bryce, for stepping up to the plates and setting the tone. Yeah. I think it was important for us to kind of address that, because it's going to be a thing, guys. It's going to be a thing. A lot of people want to put their head in the sand and ignore it, but it's a big topic that's happening because they announced the dates. It's coming pretty soon, just a couple of months. Okay, let's move on to a topic that I think a lot of people are more than happy to yap about. Encounters are the least enjoyable set mechanic we have had since Shadow Items. This is a really big button that people just love talking about because they hate encounters, or rather they love to hate on encounters. Let's start off with Ramblinnn.
There's no possible way I can agree when dragons existed.
Yeah,
it's not a conversation.
That's what I was thinking.
I think.
Okay, can we agree? Let's eliminate dragons. Do you agree with the statement now?
No.
I still think okay. Encounters are not competitive. They're high variance. I think even if I don't personally find them fun, I think they at least contribute to the game in a positive way overall. Obviously, I don't like them. I don't think I like them for me. I just think they're accomplishing what Riot's trying to accomplish with it. I just haven't liked the set mechanic personally since augments. They're all negatives to me. Any set mechanic is going to be negative to me. Encounters are at least like tolerable to me compared to some of the other ones we've had.
Okay.
Can I go next? I kind of want to build on that.
Okay.
Is that cool? I really feel like that, like where Ramblinnn finished his thought is essentially where I'm at. I don't feel like I have a ton more to say about it. I feel like the reason why Ramblinnn hasn't been as good since set 6 is because of this, and I think that overall set mechanics have gone too far in disrupting the game. And I think this set mechanic, I wish this set mechanic was Exalted. I think Exalted is super cool. I think you could theme it out, make it a little bit more of an event when you load into a game of TFT, the feeling of what's the Exalted, and maybe it changes the feel in some way of the map or of the music or whatever, something, right? I'm not a game designer, but I feel like people could run with that, and I think that would be enough for me. I think they've just gone a little bit too far. I don't think it's least enjoyable though. I think that it can be in high enjoyment. I just really don't enjoy the set mechanic.
Okay, Robin, what do you think?
I disagree. I feel like I don't like legends are legends are you just pick your legend and then it just gives you the same augment every game, and then some encounters are fun. I wonder what the casuals think about encounters, but I guess there's a lot of if there's a lot of encounters, it's dopamine, right? Hit for new items, a lot of items radiant item, whatever. It's pretty cool, but it's definitely not the least enjoyable, but not that big of a fan.
I think casuals feel the same thing, but to a more extreme. I think casuals tend to really like encounters that they do like and really hate the ones they don't like, but it might be for different reasons than us. I think what people don't really understand about casuals is that they have all kinds of opinions. They say casuals love this, but the reality is there's many different type of casual players that may enjoy this and others that hate it. So no calls them casual. That tells you everything else you need to know. So yeah. But yeah, that's a really interesting question here. Are the least enjoyable set mechanic? Absolutely not. I think that encounters are actually really fun. I think that people are because there's a lot of examples of good encounters. We just remember the bad ones because that's just what we are. We're TFT players. We are miserable. We are prone to remember all the things that went terribly and negatively. Encounters actually have a lot of fun moments, and there's actually been really interesting encounters that changes games. I use this example a lot, but when the augment moves to a more meaningful stage as opposed to like end of stage 5, I think that's really interesting. I think the augment choosing at 2-6 is fascinating because it creates a different dynamic of a game, and I love that about encounters. It can provide you something that you can't really replicate whatsoever. So I don't hate the mechanic. I don't like a lot of the encounters, but it doesn't mean I hate encounters. Just like I don't hate hero augments. I hate the way they implemented them. Like the tailoring the board. The tailoring the board was stupid. Yeah. The fact that you had to pick hero augments for sure was also dumb because it was imbalanced. But hero augments itself can be really fun. So I think encounters can be amazing. Just like legends, just like headliners, just like every mechanic, quite frankly. I think there's probably just too many drawbacks to it. So.
I don't know what peak of dragons was, but I wouldn't characterize it as amazing, man.
Okay. Maybe this is another hot take that we're not going to test today, but I think set 7.5 actually wasn't even that bad. It wasn't even that bad. Like much as we've come to remember it.
Looking back at dragons, they seem pretty cool. Like looking back at old dragon clips,
really,
they're actually pretty cool. Yeah,
interesting.
You know who also agrees with that opinion? Soju. Yeah, and he's one of the biggest people that complains about that kind of stuff. So, all right. Well, we're not here to talk about set 7. I think this is really interesting. Chat mostly disagrees as well on this one. So, I think there's a good number of people that think that there's either worse or they think encounters aren't that bad. Okay, the last one that we have for today is another one that's kind of related, but it's more about balance. Set 10's balance is overrated. It wasn't as good for the game as people make it out to be when comparing Set 11 to it. People are just talking about, like, what happened in Set 11? Set 10 was so great. Da-da-da-da-da. And there's people be like, Set 10 actually wasn't all that hyped up to be. So, I want to hear people's opinion. Robin, what do you think?
I don't think Set 10's balance was significantly better than Set 11. I think every set, it's just not that balanced in the beginning, and it just slowly becomes more and more balanced the closer and closer we get to Worlds. I feel like it's like the same pattern, like every set. It's like, and also it's like balance thrashing for a little bit, and then at the end they get it right. I'm pretty sure like they probably do it on purpose. So they change the meta, so it's like more fresh. Like low key, they do it on purpose, and then at the very end for Worlds, they just make it like balanced.
Did you?
Yes, I think I agree.
Okay, so you agree. Did you agree with the follow-up that some people had in the previous set? I think Rated and Saint we were doing like a set review. We were doing like sets 1 to 10 and ranking it all. And they both said that they wish there was more balance thrashing in set 10. They felt like it was too little patching because it was just hard steal every single patch as well as all the headliner stuff. Do you agree with that as a follow-up?
Dude, my memory is so bad. Like, what other comps can you play? What were the other comps besides Heartsteel? I mean, there was a lot. I guess. I mean, there was like
tons of 2-cost reroll, right?
There was just super fan reroll.
Super fan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I feel like that 10 was fine. Yeah, I feel like you could play a lot. You could play a lot of reroll. You could push level 8, and yeah, no, I think every set like the balance is like mid.
Okay.
Just
acceptable,
like yeah, there's
acceptable.
Like yeah, no, except for like I think there was one like Legends was bad, and then hero augments were also kind of bad, but yeah,
and dragons and
dragons and
okay. Ramblinnn, what do you think?
Relatively, I would agree that it's overrated. It's kind of like rose-tinted glasses. Mostly what Robin said is that the balance gets better over time. I mean, I do think the balance is getting better over time for set 11. The sets are always most balanced at the end because that's when they figured everything out and they let it kind of sit for a while as what they think is the best balance they can get to. So when I hear people talk about previous sets, they always talk about their fond memories of the end of the set because that's the most recent. But the beginning of the set is always going to be rough. I mean, no launch has been perfect anywhere close to it. So I think this one, set 11 has been worse than average, but like just based on the statement, I can't agree with it. Or I do agree with that it was overrated set 10 once.
Okay. Bryce.
I agree set 10's balance is overrated. I really enjoyed watching competitive TFT throughout set 10, and I had a ton of fun at regionals, but like when people talk about it being like a really, really well balanced patch, I don't even know what they're smoking. Like the regionals patch was a crazy high amount of 2-cost reroll, way too much. And 4-cost play was basically just Heartsteel. I mean, I asked a question I'd never asked before in Set 10 regionals, where I actually had them like I knew it was going to be narrow enough that I could be like, hey, out of 20 games, how often do you expect to play Heartsteel? How often do you expect to play 2-cost reroll? How often you expect to play other stuff, basically? There's a huge amount that was just like basically 75% plus was Heartsteel or 2-cost reroll. So yeah, I don't think Set 10's balance was that good. It was still really skill expressive and fun to watch, but I don't think the balance was that good. That said,
I'm looking at a screenshot that Asa sent because Asa was there when we posted the stats. And yeah, it doesn't look very good in terms of like the representation of what was played competitively for balance, but the sentiment is there, which just makes it fascinating. The sentiment's there. The people think Set 10's balance was actually quite good, which I think is the most fascinating thing.
I think it's because the design of Set 10 was so good.
The design is that it was amazing. And the production level too, dude. I still listen to the music for Set 10 sometimes. It's just actual bangers after bangers.
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was great set.
Yes, I don't even know what they were thinking with Set 11, honestly. Like, because it's just you can't go to bat after Babe Ruth. It just feels like in terms of the production value of that, they tried. They have to. There has to be a Set 11, but
just is what it is.
So good.
Yeah,
I agree with it. I think people really misremember. I think TFT players have some of the worst memories of any collective gamer group I can recall. And I come from Hearthstone. I come from like some other communities that really get it wrong a lot. In fact, that was a huge source of content. People getting things wrong consistently and watching it back in hindsight. I think TFT players really don't remember Set 10 balance that well, but it's fascinating that they view it as such. Okay, with that, looks like... Oh, I didn't get the chat poll. Did we actually see the chat poll on that? Did not.
I did not catch it.
Okay, that's fine. But that does bring us to the next phase of the show, the last portion, which is the fantasy draft. Okay, so the fantasy draft is the really fun thing that we do where we basically pick and buy players to compete on behalf of us. So, Bryce, can you explain the rules one more time for anybody that's not watched it before?
Yeah, so we're all going to start with a budget of 150. Wait, is that right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, $150.
Right. We have a budget of 150, and we're going to be all drafting 6 players. LATAM and Brazilian players are on the table for this. It's the whole field. We're going to take turns putting someone up for bid. Whoever puts them up, it doesn't matter. You just bid, and whoever has the highest number gets the player. You use up as much of your money as you want. Pretty straightforward.
Okay. So, in true Set 11 encounter form, there's some inflation. We got more resources than usual. So spend it wisely, Ramblinnn. More money than usual. We also posted the competitor list in the Discord if you need the frame of reference. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and roll a die.
How much money do we have now? Oh, 150? Oh, nice.
Yes. Okay, I am up first for bidding. So I'm going to go up and put a player up. Let's see. I'm going to start off. I'll start off with Pokegum for $30.
35
for $30.
35.
36 for Pokegum.
37.
38 for Pokegum.
40.
Nice.
Wait, what is this? What is the username again? Mogumami or something?
No, TL Pokegum. Or actually, on ladder, I'm not entirely sure. Robin, just gonna check everyone's LP.
Yeah, it's Mogu Yummy, I think.
I mean, yeah, that's how Robin does his ranking too. So he's for sure going to check everyone's LP.
Oh, this guy's ranked 10. Oh, damn. What's the number at?
40.
41 for 41.
42.
Hmm.
$43.
Oh, Bryce getting into the mix. 43 for Pokegum.
44.
44 for Pocky. I think that's a new high for him.
This is his first tournament under TL.
That's right. He's got to deliver.
Yeah, Steve. He wants to make Steve proud.
Robin, you out? I think I'm out.
I think I'm out.
I'm out.
Okay, 44 for Pockygum. Congratulations. Okay, Bryce, you up? You're next.
Setsuko for 50.
Whoa, Setsuko for 50. Oh gosh,
is he even good right now?
No, he's terrible. I'll take him for 50.
I mean, we bid Pockygum 51 Setsuko.
52.
53. 53.
54.
55. 55 for Setsuko. How much did you go for last draft?
I don't know. I wish I had the numbers from last draft.
56.
Okay. I can look it up. 57 Setsuko.
Fun. Is that a lot?
57 for Setsuko.
50, 58.
Oh, man. You want him that bad?
Yeah. I'm going to get the Avengers of TFT.
59 for Setsuko. You can have him at 60.
$60? Yeah, I'm down. $60, Setsuko. Don't let me down, Setsuko.
Okay, I said 11 at 60. You can have it at 60. Anybody else want him? 60 going once? Going twice? Robinsongz gets Setsuko for $60. For reference, he went for 57 last draft. He went for 57.
Wait, does he even need to do good? Does he get into regionals via ladder? He does, huh?
I'm not entirely sure. Probably.
I mean, he always does good though.
Yeah. Okay, Robin, you bid on the next player.
All right. Yeah, let's do dish soap for 50.
Oh, he wants Setsuko and dish soap.
I mean, I'm not gonna get him.
51 dish soap. 51 dish soap. Oh, there's nobody else want dish soap. 51 for dish soap going once.
Oh, 52.
Oh, okay. 53.
54.
55.
56. Everyone's bid now.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were bidding.
60 for dish soap.
60 for dish soap. Robin goes 60 for dish soap. Oh my god. I feel like Robin would pay more, you guys.
No. I'm baiting you guys.
61.
Oh, 61 dish soap to Bryce.
62.
Boy.
Wow.
Robin, you're broke.
63.
No. It's okay. I'll just get Setsuko, dish soap, and three underrated players. Right? That's the tech.
Four.
Oh. We're drafting 6 people?
Six people.
More people because we have more people competing.
Yeah.
Has Setsuko and dish soap ever been in the final lobby together?
That's a great question.
Maybe one time.
Yeah, but I don't immediately remember which tournament.
That's probably
what a travesty for TFT. We need a tournament where these guys are going head to head. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah, all right. Dish soap. They're gonna go last lobby here. What was it? 63?
Yeah, 64 if you want.
Dish soap said set 8.
Yeah.
64. Dude, dish soap, you're locked in, right? Like dish soap's so locked in. He didn't stream this entire week, and
64.
Yeah, he said he's hungry.
65.
Twitter.
65. This is the highest. Last draft, the highest person was 59.
66.
Oh my god. Robin breaking the bank. 66 for dish soap going once.
67.
All right, 70 for dish soap.
70. You just skipped 69. $70.
Robin, of course, I come into the draft saying I'm going to pay any amount of money for dish soap, and you're
It's going to spend out 70.
like, I literally, my draft strategy was I'll pay any amount of money for dish soap, and then I'll figure it out after that. And you're going to bid 70 on him.
70.
Yeah. Dude, there's more players on the field now, so there's more underrated players now to get cheap.
71.
71. Oh my God. We're rapidly approaching Soulless levels. Soulless bid on himself for 91. That's the infamous Soulless bid. He actually might break it tonight.
Yeah, 72.
In case you guys don't know, chat, me and Ramblinnn have been out for a while.
I bid once.
Same. Bryce, do you want him?
When we're at 70 what?
72. 72. You have to bid 73.
Fuck it, 73.
73.
Let me crunch the math here. 74 out of 134. I have like $20 left.
Also,
I mean,
you are effectively crippling Bryce in terms of what he can negotiate for in the future.
70. What is it called? What's it, 75?
74.
75 for dish soap.
75 for dish soap. We did it. Oh my God.
All right, I'm out.
Okay.
Oh my God.
This is insane. I can't. Okay, I just have to pivot my.
God,
I just have to pivot my entire draft strategy.
Robin's contesting you.
Oh. The number one rule in set 11: don't get contested, Bryce.
Yes. What are the chances I can get Wasian as well?
Okay, but Chad, you gotta give me credit. I really didn't want to pivot. I genuinely did not. I tried really hard not to pivot.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow, Robin, you're gonna be sitting out for a while. Ramblinnn.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Ramblinnn, you can bid.
Slooper for 25.
Slooper for 25. Wow, start off with a Brazilian player. Interesting. I don't have a good enough read on Slooper. He did well in the previous cup. He is historically a player who's gotten to the World Championship. That's the extent of which I really know about Slooper. I don't feel confident enough to make a bid. Bryce, you want?
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out.
Okay, Ramblinnn with a pretty unusual Slooper bid for 20.
I will take it.
Yeah,
clearly you bid on
you
him.
could totally be right about this for sure.
Yeah. That's really, really interesting. Okay. So the next person that I'll put up for it's me. Let's see, how much money does Robin have? I'll put Robin up for $13.
Dude, come on, let me get myself. Come on. Oh wait,
nope. I can't. No, there's no chance you're getting yourself, man. You've already bid.
But you can't do. Oh,
you gotta get 4 more players.
Yeah, you can bid your highest amount. What's Robin? How much does Robin have left?
Robin has 15.
I mean, it's 15.
Oh, so you actually just bid him out immediately. Yeah. I love it. What is it? It's 13. I bid 14.
15 for Robin.
16 for Robin.
20.
21.
22.
23.
24.
25.
26.
Oh, this is so interesting. Because if Ramblinnn gets it, it turns into a bidding war between me and Bryce.
I mean, that's how it usually goes, right?
Not lately. Lately, it's kind of been really interesting.
Well, I've been jumping out front early lately. I've been spending a lot more money early in the usual.
Okay.
All right, I'm out.
What was it, 25 for Robin?
26 for Robin.
26 for Robin. Oh, and Dishope is out too. I 27 for Robin.
I'm out.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Robinsongz 27.
I mean, looks like Robin's out too.
Interesting.
This is the first time I've ever seen a guest on the show spend so much money before they even got on the board. They could not bid on themselves.
Yes. Well, unless they were like a value pick in general before.
Yeah, that's different.
Like I think we had like Emily Wang.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
Bid. Yeah. Or Box bid on Emily Wang for like $1 or something like that.
Yeah, I drafted myself twice, I think.
Okay, Bryce, you're up next.
I will put up Relic for $1.
Relic for what?
For $1.
Oh, okay, come on, man. Like $5? I'll just put 5.
15.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yay, I'm out.
Robin, you should go like fry some eggs.
Oh yeah, man, I'm microwaving my dinner right now.
Nice.
Yeah. 15?
Yeah.
Raymond wants to just go full international, huh?
I'll go 16.
16?
17.
18.
19.
20.
20 on Relic. Relic, the first player ever to make it to League of Legends Worlds and TFT Worlds.
21.
Did well last set as well.
21 for Relic.
Last cup. Well, sorry, was that a bid, Ramblinnn?
Yes, 21.
21.
22.
Okay, I'm out.
22 on Relic. All right. Start at $1, Bryce. Bid him up, though, to 22. How do you feel about it?
Hey, I just didn't want to set no expectations around him and see what other people thought.
Interesting.
But I wanted to get him, and it was, yeah.
Okay. Robin, you're up next to bid. You can try to sneak one past us.
These are actually high-key impactful spots, Robin.
This can define your
draft. This actually matters.
This can actually define your entire draft.
Oh, what do you mean? Like who I say put on the thing?
Finding the right threshold of player that you can theoretically snag because we haven't spent our money yet. There's like some...
Okay, but like if anyone, but the thing is, like anyone who I say right now, you'll think that like actually, yeah. Let's see.
So like,
we want them. There's a mind game of it. There's a mind game.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Greya.
Greya
for
you've missed.
I bid more than whatever Robin bid.
Yeah, exactly. Robin, you missed the mark. You were supposed to calibrate much worse than that.
Oh man,
what is the number? Okay, let's just start Greya at 20. I mean,
21 for Greya. 21 for Greya.
Okay.
22.
23.
24.
25.
26.
27.
28.
28. 29.
30. 30 for Greya. Okay, 30 for Greya. Going once. Going twice. And that's it to me. Okay, all right. I didn't expect it to stop there. So
I just haven't watched him play.
He's too improving a commodity. Is that why?
Yeah, I just have not watched him play, and it's really hard for me to spend that amount on someone I haven't watched play.
Okay. All right. Someone said Greya isn't playing in this tournament. Joe, if you're wrong, you're banned from this chat. Just putting it out there.
Wait, is he actually not playing? Because if so, then we should.
Yeah,
give you your money back.
Did he drop out?
Ooh, can someone confirm?
Yeah, because that's actually kind of an important detail.
It's like very. This guy is spamming games.
Okay.
Prepping. Okay.
Everyone, can we get an 07 for Joe Bookmark? Gotta log into your alt account now if you want to chat. See ya. Whoa, my mod actually banned him. Oh no.
He deserved it.
All right.
I think it's reasonable. Unban him in like 5 minutes. I think it's reasonable.
All right, sounds good. Okay, Ramblinnn, drop next to put out someone for a bid.
Waging for 40.
Waging for 40. 45.
Waging for 13.
You're going to get him.
Waging for 45. I'm just going to bid him
13. I have 46 waging.
47.
48.
49.
50.
Yeah.
51.
52.
53.
54.
55.
I'm out.
Oh, okay.
56.
56.
Yep.
57.
58.
Mm. 58. 59.
Is that a bid?
Yeah, 59.
60.
60 on waging, which would equal Setsuko. Ooh.
Do it, Frodan.
61.
This is Bryce's new game plan.
He's the new dish soap.
He's the new dish soap.
62.
Take all his aces away.
63.
Dude, he'll bid higher. Trust me. He'll go to 70.
What, 63?
63.
That. Okay, that's not bad. Then you go, like,
63 on...
Okay, 64.
Oh. $65.
66.
67. Right in the middle between dish soap and Setsuko's value.
68. Setsuko wound up being a steal, by the way, at 60.
I just need to say 69. Come on, man. You got to do that.
There.
$69 for Wage Iverson.
Okay, I'm out.
Woo.
Nice.
Dude, Setsi for 60 is insane value.
Which is wild because of our bids from the previous draft. But
Robin, okay. I'll give you $65 for Setsi right now.
Oh no!
You gonna give him $5?
That'd be the first ever. You would have.
That's true. The first ever fantasy trade offer.
Dude, I'll do it for 100.
Oh, would you do it for 100, Bryce? I'll allow it. $100.
Actually, no.
Okay, trade
my game plan
goes off. Okay. Who put up Wajin? Was it?
No, you.
It was me.
It was me.
It was Ramblinnn. Okay. Sorry,
yeah.
Thank you. I say I'm at $24. I'll put up Ramblinnn for. I'll put up Ramblinnn for.
I outbid you. Doesn't
Okay.
matter. So you bid.
I was going to give the opportunity
22?
for Robin to bid on him to see if he wanted to, but
Oh no!
I was just saying,
I'll bid 23 on Ramblinnn.
24.
I'll just tell you my number for you if you want Ramblinnn. It's 28. I think that's pretty reasonable.
I'll take that. 29.
Oh, Ramblinnn bet on himself. 29. And Bryce, you said you were going to let him have it for 29.
Yeah. I did short circuiting the process because I thought Ramblinnn wanted himself. I'll just tell him the value.
Bryce, 128. You could pick your player right now if you want for $50.
I will bid $1 on Tex.
Tex Summers.
Bro,
10?
please give it to me. Come on. Please, come on.
You can bid your max bid. You can bid your max.
11. I think it's my max.
I think you bid 12. I think you bid 12.
I bid 13 then.
Oh.
14.
Tex told me he's not going to try this cup.
15.
$15 for Tex Summers. I am out.
I'm out.
Okay. Tex Summers. Over to Bryce.
Damn.
15. Kind of a steal if you value him. Robin, you can try again. You can try again.
Yeah. All right, DQA for $1.
There it is. That's exactly what I'm thinking. DQA for $1. I think that's a good bid, Robin.
That's a good bid.
That's a really good
bid. That's now we've calibrated.
Yeah.
Greya, you shot a little high.
He just came out from EDC.
So he's actually a real threat now. He just had a social life experience.
No. He's hungover still.
No. DQA for $1. It's so hard to say, man. It's so hard to say. I'm passing. Bryce?
I passed.
I'm good.
Okay. Robin has done it. DQA for $1.
Yeah, man. I wanted to bait him away. Damn.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
DQA. No. Nah, he's a beast. He's a beast right now, I think.
All right, Ramblinnn.
Socks for 25.
Just basically between Bryce and Ramblinnn.
You can have him.
Socks for 25. Okay. All right. Tex Summers is out. Where is he? And then socks. So then it's up to me now. Eight. Oh wait, and DQA. Asa for $1.
Tex is off as well.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Asa for $1.
10.
$10 on Asa. I'm out.
I'm out.
Oh, hold on. I can max bid 11, right?
You can max bid 12.
Oh, sick. Rank 47, last 20, 4.0. Ooh. Is Asa good right now?
I like that Robin checks stats for his augments and his fantasy, like right as he's doing it.
What's the delta on Asa?
What's the delta?
Yeah, I'm down. What is it?
$10, so you just need 11.
Oh, 11 for Asa.
11 for Asa.
You can have it.
Okay. All right. Asa, you got DQA and Asa just drafting his SoCal crew.
Yep.
Okay. Bryce?
I'll just take Malala for whatever the bid I have to get that gets him.
27.
Bid. No, I can bid 26 because Ramblinnn can't bid.
You're right.
So yeah, so Malala for 26.
Okay. Robin, you're up next.
It's just
Let's see here. Who's another? All right, Kyun for $1.
Kyun for $1.
I'm out.
You can have
Kyun
it.
sucks. Kyun sucks right now. Kyun sucks. He's checked out. He checked out.
Oh, he kind of is though. That's the thing. He's like memeing, but he kind of is like low key.
Who do I got?
I'm out. That's too expensive. That's too much for Kyun. $1. All right, Kiyun for $1. Dude, Robin's got some bids through. He had $15, but he somehow got 3 spots taken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ramblinnn.
One moment.
I'm really interested. Bryce has actually a spots problem, not a money problem. So I'm actually interested what Bryce sits.
I'll go JD for 10.
JD Zielinski for $10.
I'm out.
Whoa.
Man, this is a tough spot.
Okay, I'm out as well.
Okay.
JD. This is actually a really interesting draft.
I agree.
I think Ramblinn's preferences and choices threw me off a lot. Okay, JD. I'm gonna go. Raimplosion for $2.
3. I mean, I got 17.
So, okay, I guess 17. Bryce, you don't want it?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm out.
Okay.
Wow. All right, Ramblinn's team is done. How do you feel about it, Ramblinn?
I mean, got pretty much. I mean, like obviously you want the top heavy hitters, but like everybody that I got, I'm really happy with. So
yeah, some pretty good value picks as well. I think you have a couple of X factors, like how does Slooper do? That's a big question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Bryce, you're up next. Basically, you basically can buy.
I'll take Goobums for 22.
Okay. Robin, you can bid $2 on whoever you think you can sneak by now.
My last player is going to be who's like bad but also good. All right, Prestivan, $2. Come on,
$2 for Prestivan.
That actually kind of puts me. That's like it's actually one of the people I'm deciding between.
Dude,
Prestivan for $2.
He's been playing Arena every single day. I'm pretty sure he plays more Arena than DFT.
Challenger in Arena, I think. Apparently,
yeah, he is. He actually is.
Okay, I'm gonna pass.
I'm getting my friends together.
$2 for Prestivan.
I mean, Dan, don't you have to bid? I'm like, where?
No. What do you mean? Do I have to bid?
Which is interesting. Your spot's very interesting
My
to me too.
spot's so interesting. Prestivan for $2. The past like out of the past 3 drafts, I think I picked Prestivan twice, and I think that has gone terribly. But that's
never for $2 though. This is by far the lowest he's gone for.
Yeah.
I kind of regret drafting Kiyun. I wish I had another team slot.
I'm gonna pass. Prestivan for $2. Congratulations.
Let's go.
That was probably
I drafted the Avengers plus
that was a really good bid, I think, because of the spot that I'm in. I bid on Milk for like max because it doesn't really matter at that point.
22. Okay, you can have him.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so Bryce, just pick your last 2 then.
I'm taking Replay for sure.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have so much budget left over. Holy shit. And then I'm taking This part is so hard. There's a bunch of legit names here.
Yeah.
Like I think Philip should be drafted. I think. Oh, I shouldn't be saying this out loud. Actually, never mind. Dan has people to pick. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna shut up. I take Spencer.
Spencer for $1.
That was a bait. He baited you, Frodan.
He baited me.
Yeah, it's a strategy.
With Philip. I actually think Philip is
no, Philip's good. Philip's good. But he, yeah,
pretty good choice
on purpose.
Or was it bait?
Okay, so
reverse psychology.
And here's the thing: I kind of there's some other people. I feel like I need to run it back with a couple of people. So first person I got to run it back with is Michael. I actually really believe in this guy, and I think that he low rolled really hard last tournament. And I think he's due. So that's one person. And then it's like, do I disrespect Altanahwe again?
Yeah, seriously. Like
this guy actually is kind of a beast. Versus like another really good NA name. And so
I mean, the other person I was thinking about, you haven't even named yet, but the similar vibes.
Oh, yeah, sure. There's VCLF as well.
Yes, exactly.
And those are another person.
It's crazy that some of these people aren't getting drafted. We all see bigger teams.
What about Spencer?
That's a strategy.
I got Spencer for $1. That was my
I'm going to put a vote in BR as well. I'm going to spread my bets here. You're right. I think I'm going to go VCLF. And I get VCLF for $1 as well. Damn, my team is kind of cracked. I kind of like it.
I mean, honestly, you look at all these teams are pretty cracked, right? Like the draft dynamics are actually way different with the Americas involved. We need to think about that.
Okay, yeah, we can rethink format. But that's not all. We have the teams, but for the returning factor, we're gonna have bonus points at the very end. You see at the very bottom. So I'm gonna reveal the questions one by one, and then we answer them, and then you can get up to 10 points if you get it correctly, okay? So the first question for 10 points, what carry and composition has the best overall placement? I'm going to go ahead and random.org because I want to make this fair for everybody. And Bryce, you go up first. What carry and composition best overall be?
God, me first on this is so bad. I'm like so checked out, you guys. I mean, I'm like barely. I mean, it's not going to be that because it'll just be too played.
Yeah.
But like... I'll take.
Can't cheat or what?
I'll take. No, I'm not cheating.
Teemo reroll.
No. I think I'll take Kabuko. I'll take the Kabuko hero augment.
A lucky pause. Robin.
Maybe I should take Garen. I don't know.
Wait. So what is this question? It's like what comp averages the best?
Yeah. Overall placement.
Yeah.
And we can say like an arbitrary. It can't be played. It has to be played like at least 5 times.
And like Fast 9 comps don't count, right? Or does it? Or it's not a comp. I mean, Fast 9. Or
there's no way to count. It would win every time.
Yeah, that's just cheating, right?
Yeah. Okay, sure.
I'm just gonna say duelist.
Okay. Duelist. Ramblinnn. Garen. I mean, that was my thing as well. Story champion. Okay. Story champion, and then story champion. All right. Question, and then we're just gonna go in order. So, Robin, you're gonna answer first on this one. Ready? 3, 2, 1. For question number 2. What region is the winner of Tactician's Cup number 2 from?
Which one's Tactician's Cup number 2? Wait.
The one you're about to
Who wins? What region wins?
This tournament! It's not a quiz!
I thought the first question was asking what comp is the highest, like, on Tactical Tools right now.
No. You're predicting for this event.
Dude, it's not Duelist. Let me change. Dude, it's not Duelist. Can I change that? Like, I thought you were talking about, like, right now, so we'll have the answer right now.
No!
That's why I said, I said Bryce is... I said, can we cheat by looking up the stats or something? Okay, well, NA. Duelist is not going to be the best.
Yeah, it's unlikely. I thought it was a bad guess when you made it. It makes more sense.
NA. Okay.
I mean, is it just NA?
I mean, I
picked last
as well. So.
Oh, okay.
But,
yeah.
So I guess it's a wash, but
it's a wash. Yeah.
Okay.
NBA.
Next question. Ramblinnn, you answer first.
Honestly, Duelist might be the best, actually, low-key.
Maybe, potentially. Ramblinnn, how many players score 40 points more on the final day? Final day, there's an extra game, and there's bonus points that roll over. For reference, last tournament, 4 players scored 40 points, and there were multiple 39s. So, 4 players scored 40 or more. And there were two.
It's Robin. It's on you. How many people?
No, it's
me. I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'll go with 5.
5. Okay. I'm going to go with 4. I'm just going to go with the standard. Bryce?
5.
5. Robin?
I will go with I'll go with 5.
5. Okay. And then perhaps the most important question, the last one. Who places higher in fantasy, Frodan or Bryce? I'm going to go first. It's me, of course. All right.
Wait, let me look at the teams.
I'll take myself.
Okay. Robin, who do you pick?
Wait, who places higher in fantasy? Like who
scores more
teams
points?
Will win?
Before the bonus points. Who scores more points?
Wait, what do you mean before the bonus points?
I'm gonna go before these. I think I'm gonna go with
Yeah, you are. Just say it. Say it, Robin.
Frodan.
Yeah,
Frodan, me. I gotta vote for myself.
I like it.
What the?
Right.
I just glazed you so hard on Twitter, and this guy can't even.
I'll take Bryce.
That's the spirit, Ramblinnn.
All right.
I got you. Hopefully you got me too.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So there you have it. There is our fantasy. How do you guys feel? How do we feel about everything? Bryce, what do you think about your team? $63 underspent?
Weird draft. I mean, I really thought I was going to get dish soap. I actually really like Robin's strategy. I just don't think he stuck the landing on it, but I think that the theory was good.
The Setsuko dish soap into
because I feel like there's a lot of good players. So like you spend a lot on 2, and then
there's a lot of people who do not get drafted that I'm like, man, I wouldn't mind having that person on my team.
So that, I mean, I wanted to. So you wanted dish soap. I wanted Wasian. For my person that I want to pay anything for. I didn't expect to pick up some of these players along the way.
Wait, why not Setsuko though? Curious.
Oh, Setsuko should have gone.
Should have been bid up more. Should have been bid up. But that's actually
aside from my weird fluky stuff after you guys were out of money, that's the weirdest value of the draft for sure.
Or like, why is Setsuko not on your must pay for it at everything list?
I think it's just. Sorry, go for it, Tim.
Oh, I just think that Wasian's a lot more motivated this cup from what I've seen than Setsuko. That's all.
I think Dish Soap is similarly more motivated for what it's worth. He seems to have a fire under him this set. Like, I think he took offense to the fact that some people didn't even put him in the top 3, and that he went from first to third. I don't think that he thinks that's justified at all.
Yeah, considering he just performed really well in another cup. He got top 4 in Tactician Cup number 1.
And going back to last time, he's just been performing well for a long time now.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I was willing to draft any of the top 3, of course, but I stopped at 60 because we already were over where we were in the previous draft. And also, Robin, you look like kind of a guy that was like willing to bid up a lot. I didn't know exactly how aggro you'd be. I didn't realize you go 75. That's a new record for a non-soulless draft.
Yeah, Robin, would you have kept going?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like I don't really pay attention too much to the amount of money I'm left with. I just wanted like 2 really good players and then like 4 $1 mid players.
We're talking to the guy who's addicted to rolling. Of course, he was going to send a 0, Bryce. Like, come on, he was going to send a 0.
Like,
All right. Well, that wraps up this fantasy draft. That wraps up this episode. Let's go ahead and get some final thoughts to wrap things up. Thank you guys for spending your evening with us. Of course, we wish you best of luck tomorrow. So, Ramblinnn, final words.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back on the podcast. It's been a while. Hopefully, I can come talk to you guys again in the near future.
That's right. Yes, please. Right. You are not welcome on the co-stream unless for winners intervs. That's the only
understood.
That's the only reason why I would ever.
But actually, come on the co-stream.
Yeah. Robin, final words.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I have a question. Whose VODs do you think I should study?
What VODs are available right now, man?
China.
Even like some people have games from last week maybe. So like. Or like I don't even know if you guys know the answer, but who's good right now?
I think you should study China. I can send you China VODs if you want.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah, I'm actually down, dude. I haven't studied VODs in a long time. I'm actually down to VOD review again.
Okay, I got you, buddy. I got you.
You should watch Ramblinnn.
Yeah.
Don't watch me.
I was thinking about watching Ramblinnn. Maybe Dish Soap streamed a little bit this week. Who else did good? Who did really well last weekend?
Rainplosion.
Oh, yes.
She went like 1-1-1-2, 1-1-1-2-1. So
yes. And Slooper, right? Slooper was the other person who popped off last weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Bryce.
That was a lot of fun. That was a long episode. A lot of yapping. Honestly, I feel like we barely scratched the surface on some of the by the time we got to the encounters and set mechanics discussion, I was exhausted from the very heavy
the heavy discussion of other stuff. Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, I feel like I have a lot more to say about that subject for future episodes. Actually, I'm excited to sink my teeth into set mechanics writ large a little bit more. But this was a super fun episode. Dan, it was so fun to have you back. And Ramblinnn and Robin, it was great to have you guys on. I always love being on a podcast with you. It's super fun.
Good to be back. This weekend, the co-stream will be back. I'll be here tomorrow. We got special guests. Bryce will be here throughout the weekend. Soju said he show up, I think, towards the second, latter half of the weekend / day 3. Saint Vicious, Ripple Overdrive, Spetham, Phoenix, and Clement Chu is going to be making an appearance on the co-stream, as well as other guests who may be kind of weaving in and out pending on results. So make sure you guys tune in to the Tactician Cup co-stream, which reminds me, I have to actually tech test. I don't know if my observer account works. I did that after this. If you missed any part of this episode, make sure to check out our stuff over at youtube.com/@DTIYDK, as well as follow us on our channels, anchor.fm/DTIYDK, X, twitter.com/DTIYDK show. Also, my editor says my new YouTube video is out. If you guys are wondering why Robin said Duelist is the best comp in the game, that's what he put out. So he's asked me to promote it, so go check that out as well. That's it from us, from Frodan, Bryce, Robin, Ramblinnn. Thanks for watching this episode of Don't Talk If You Don't Know, and we'll see you next time for more TFT action. Have a good night.